What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 186 of Real Estate Podcast. I'm here with Griffin.
I'm here with Trav.
And I'm here with Adam.
This week we watched Halloween 3, Seasons of the Witch.
Yeah, finally. This was a movie that I've been wanting to watch on the podcast since we started doing the podcast because, like I said before, it's one of those things that people are always, you either love it or you hate it, right?
Yeah.
And people will...
I can see that for
Comments are split right down the...
Yeah, and people will fight you like fucking knockdown, drag out, fight you on it, right?
A lot of the people that love the movie, like, grew up watching it.
Yeah.
A lot of the people that you, like, when I was reading stuff, the people that, like, just were like, hey, a Halloween movie, and they watched it.
Yeah.
Those were the people that were like, what the fuck was this shit?
Right.
Does it feel like the negative comment has been more of like post-release rather than, or not post-release, more like in the modern sense, like more modern audiences now? Like,
Yeah, well,
do you
it would
think
be
that's
people
more?
that, like, watched it a few years ago or a week ago, and they're
Yeah,
like,
well-
picked this movie up and watched it, and what the fuck? It's not even a Halloween movie. A lot of them say that, but they don't dig deep and see where it fits in and why they made it and what their plan was.
I'll say this is definitely a movie that when you're pitching it to someone, you either tell them to do their homework and look it up, or you try to throw in as much, FYI shit on the side while you're pitching it. Because I felt like I definitely benefited from knowing more context of the movie's production and its purpose than to just, like if you were watching it through a marathon where you watched top 1, 2, then this one, and you're like, okay, whatever.
Most people don't dig on that. Like, they don't care who directed it or why they made it or how they got it made or who the cinematographer, the guy that did the cinematography has done like a lot of, it's like a classic fucking 80s horror movie, dude, right here.
Yeah, it is.
It's just a straight up 80s horror movie.
This is probably John Carpenter's best score.
Yeah, I agree.
This movie's music was fucking awesome.
The one that got me real tense, and the tension started building, was when he was going back to the fucking factory, and it was doing that high ringing, that bing, bing,
Yes.
bing, 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 and I was just like, damn it, how high is it just gonna keep doing that?
Yeah, dude, it was anxiety inducing,
Yeah. But it's one of those things, man, that I feel that think about like the people that watched this and didn't know what was going on, right? If you caught a Halloween marathon on AMC, October Fright Fest or whatever it's called, and they show all the Halloween films and this one pops up in rotation. If you're a teenager, early 20s or something, and you watch it, you're like, "Oh, Michael Myers," gonna watch all of them.
Third one.
Yeah. You get to it, you experience it. You're just like, you form an opinion right there, right? Then years later, people start talking about this movie. Once people start talking about it, you're like, you go back and you revisit it, and then you realize, like, look, you might do a little bit more investigation into it, but you're like, look, this wasn't what it was supposed to be. Like, it was what it was supposed to be, but I didn't know that it was supposed to be this.
Yeah.
And then you start watching it as a sci-fi horror movie instead of watching it as a Halloween movie.
Yeah.
And you start appreciating what they were able to do and accomplish, and like the subtleties of it in 1982. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes.
And I think that's how it got its legs, man. It's one of those things that it made decent money at the box office when it came out, but it also got a lot of shit because, of course,
Branded as a Halloween movie.
Yeah.
When people went.
Yeah.
Michael Myers. He was in it though for like a split second.
Yeah. But I mean,
well, clearly there was no marketing that suggested that this was going to be the start of an anthology.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you think that would have been that would have been a big, a big way to shoehorn in the idea of like, okay, like to try to erase the notions of Halloween being centered around Michael Myers, and that Michael Myers is more or less part of a little pantheon of horror that John Carpenter wanted to cook up,
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
he wanted to do something different every Halloween. Dude, a lot of the comments, man, like a lot of them say this is their favorite Halloween movie in the franchise.
Yeah,
Like,
I've heard.
that's crazy.
I've heard that from a lot of different people, and a lot of people's like, it's my favorite. It's one of my favorite horror movies, but it's not my favorite Halloween movie. Like some people separate it.
I'm riding that argument a little bit. I would say this movie was capable, or at least now too, of transcending being a Michael Myers Halloween film, and it's absolutely what it was. Like you said, Griff, it's what it was supposed to be, and no one realized it.
Yeah.
Well, they couldn't
And
hop online and Google it.
yeah,
They had to find a magazine or something.
yeah. Well, and like Travis said, man, it's like today. Think about today. If we'll say something like Saw, right? So Saw came out and it did what it did, and then a couple years later, Chris Rock is going to take up Saw, and it's going to be inspired by, like he's going to take inspiration from Saw, but is it really going to have anything to do with Tobin Bell, Tobin Bell, and like all this, his character and all that kind of stuff? Like we don't know, of course, because the movie hasn't come out, but the marketing has kind of led us to believe that like
This could
maybe,
be their season of the witch.
yeah, maybe it doesn't have as much to do with the previous Saw franchise as we think. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it season of the witch had like it had one of the best. It had one of the coolest ideas that you could feel kind of. You can see where this movie, when the movie was over, and also during the film, I was having moments where I'm like, I get what a lot of other shit was referencing now.
Yeah.
Like when
For
when a little puzzle piece gets perfectly placed, and it's
Yeah. So, I mean, before we go any further, let's just kind of establish it here. Um, Actually, let's just go ahead and rate it before we go any further, like talking about the movie, just to give everybody an idea of our thoughts and opinions of the film before we start going into like scenes and stuff. Is that all right with you guys?
Yeah, man, I give it a star,
fair
dude.
enough.
I mean, it's like a classic 80s horror movie. And I really like the way it ended.
Yes.
I didn't
Yeah.
expect them to do that.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, everything's going to be fine. And then he's like, the third one. No.
Well, and
And
think about when it came out, though, man. Like,
Yeah, normally they didn't end like that.
no, not at all. And they actually went there with it and took it there. And less is more. I mean, you didn't get the follow up scene where like it shows what happened either in a
Well,
positive
you
or a
know what
negative way.
happened.
Yeah, but it left it open ended enough for you to kind of form your own, you know.
There
But
were
yeah,
kids all around the world watching that commercial with that mask on. And I
hmm
knew when that lady had the little chip and she was a little emblem thing and she was in her room fucking with it, I was like, oh man, there's something. I was like, it's gonna activate them and turn. I thought it was gonna activate them and turn them into little serial killers or something, you know? 'Cause
Right.
I'd never seen it before, so
yeah,
I didn't know what was going on. But I knew something was up with that. And then it's like, oh, when he started talking about his stuff and his plan, I was like, oh, he's about to sacrifice them.
Yeah.
The planets have aligned.
yeah,
Which is a crazy. Which it's even kind of more crazier now, given the current real world climate,
hmm yeah, right.
with all the crazy conspiracy theories about shit like that going on.
Yeah, I give it a star. I liked it.
What are you gonna give it, Trav?
Oh, a full star, man. Was it the best Halloween film? No, because it's not a Halloween film. It's a Halloween themed film, you know.
Yeah.
But it absolutely is like shot into my top 10 favorite. I can't put a number on it, but it's definitely in the pool now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a big giveaway at 9.
I'm gonna give it a full star too, and I can't take credit for this, right? But I did watch something, maybe last night or yesterday, today, some point, and it is called Halloween 3, right? And the argument that this guy was making was that you could take the events that happened during any of the Halloween movies that feature Michael Myers, and you could put it in on any day of the week, and it wouldn't change anything about it. It would still be an effective horror film,
Yeah.
right? This was the only Halloween movie that came out that was focused solely around the actual Halloween holiday.
Witching hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with the countdown, with the giveaway, with the trick or treating, with the masks, and it was kind of like it is the quintessential Halloween movie, even though it doesn't have anything to do with Michael Myers or Jamie Lee Curtis or anything.
The plot itself is the atmosphere of Halloween, the actual
ritual,
the day-to-day, like the every year thing that we all see and experience, and is what makes the film creepy.
Yeah. But yeah, we all give it a full star, and that kind of lets everybody know, where we're coming from, and what our thought process is on it.
If for anyone listening, if you can watch this movie in the highest quality with the best mastering on sound that you can, because I watched a really good copy of this movie, and I know all of us, the three of us, did. Do yourself a favor and go out of the way to try to achieve that experience, because it's a solid movie that benefits well from the advances.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember the cinematographer's name, but he went on. There's a lot of great scenes and shots.
And John Carpenter killed it again with this score, and this one became my favorite probably.
You know when you hear his sounds.
Oh yeah.
You just know it.
For sure.
Like this whole movie for me, when I was listening to it, I was like, this is the spine of Carpenter brute we're listening to.
Yeah. The backbone.
Yeah.
There was the idea that this is like this huge sacrifice thing happening. The fact
that's so badass, dude.
Yeah, and the fact that he stole a piece of fucking Stonehenge.
Yeah. He's like, you'll never believe how hard it was to get it here.
It was badass, but it was ridiculous. Like, absolutely. It was a ridiculous plot, dude.
Yeah, I like how he was classic villain, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, when the good guy gets there, the bad guy explains the whole plan.
Yeah, absolutely.
Straight up James Bond style,
I noticed that too, man. That was great.
I was like, oh, he's just giving it to us. He's like, I'll let you figure it out. You're a fucking man of medicine. You're smart.
So one of my questions was at the beginning of the movie, you see this guy running away from these people. He winds up in the hospital. He's got a mask.
He runs up to that store that dude runs up to at the end.
Yeah, where the
black guy was like, hey, I remember you.
Yeah, I know you from somewhere, don't I?
Remember when he brought the guy to the hospital? He's like, I'm not in any kind of trouble, am I? Like, no, dude, thanks for bringing him here. Dude,
yeah, I appreciate
him being a doctor really had nothing to do with the role he played in the movie, though.
No, not at all.
Not really. Like, You get that
That
little
was
bit at the beginning, then he goes off straight Sherlock Holmes.
yeah, right. Investigation Central
Yeah,
over here.
banging and like straight James Bond on these chicks.
Yeah, just banging them
I'm
all.
gonna take you out to eat when I get back. When he's walking down the hallway with that nurse, he smacked her on the butt.
Yeah. I mean,
Dude, when they get into the hotel room, him and his chick, he's like, well, I could sleep in the car. And he already knew what was gonna happen. He was just,
yeah.
he didn't want to be too creepy. He's like, I could sleep in the car. I could get another room. She's like, do you want to get another room? He's like, what do you think? He comes over and starts kissing her, and it's like, already, dude? You
She was
already
like,
banging?
she said it would be real suspicious if you got another room, wouldn't it? Some tongue action
Damn,
happening on
I
already?
mean,
her.
Didn't your dad just die?
can we also point out that like the main character deserved most of what he got in the film because dude was a shithead.
Yeah,
He was
he was
He was a shithead.
alcoholic. Yeah,
drunk doctor.
yeah,
Not picking his
but
kids up on time.
yeah,
The
but you
only
gotta think.
reason he was there with that trick, dude, he was hanging out with that chick. He was trying to get a piece, dude.
I mean, he was.
He's
I
probably
mean,
interested in
granted,
what's going on, but
he was a suave motherfucker,
Uh,
but he was a piece of shit.
old Ben.
Old band, dude. Um, what about this town? So,
Yeah.
so they leave. She's like, my dad went to pick up these supplies. Oh, back to what I was saying a minute ago. What did he see at the factory? Or were they trying to test that shit on him or something?
Dad?
Could it
Yeah.
have been?
He probably walked
Could it
in
have?
on some
Could
shit.
could it have been like them transporting that stone or something?
Well,
I think they had
I
already
would.
been there.
Yeah, because I mean, you've got to produce that many masks for the
Yeah.
whole country. This is
It's like a
several
few
years.
days before Halloween.
Yeah,
So,
this is several years of fucking manufacturing happening here. You
like
know?
he said he's been waiting. What do
Yeah,
you say? Like it's something like maybe 1,000 years or several hundred for the
yeah,
planets to align, and there's got to be some kind of sacrifice.
yeah,
That's why the fucking Stonehenge was pissed at the end.
yeah. Oh, it was pissed, dude. Um, but then they decide to go to this town where the dad went to get the shipment of masks. The masks weren't at the
Headquarters.
store. Yeah. They couldn't find the car, so they go back to the town to figure out what the hell's going on. And when they get there, it's like this old Irish
Yeah.
town. Like old Irish town.
And you could tell
Uh,
as they're driving through it, not welcomed. It's like
no.
people from out of town are here,
Oh,
Yeah.
Fucking
that yeah.
cameras everywhere.
Oh, that town hard scoped them the whole time.
As soon as they set wheel on that property,
Yeah.
they were being investigated the entire time.
Like
But
they show you the cameras, like even cameras are placed all over the town. Just yeah, they let you know right off the bat like there's something up.
yeah. And then it was like that was already creepy enough. And then when you're like, it's 6 o'clock, time for curfew. It's like, what the fuck is
Yeah, why is
happening
the
right
town
now?
shutting down?
Yeah, at
Now,
6 o'clock.
did you guys get freaked out by the placement of these motherfuckers in the town?
People.
Yeah, where they wouldn't quite be at the threshold of the door, they'd just be standing there, like you just see like their feet from the sunlight.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that shit freaked me out the whole movie whenever it would cut to that.
It's like, and the thing is, like, one of the guys, the homeless guy's like, I tried to get a job up there, but they wouldn't let me.
He's a local.
They wouldn't. Yeah.
Everybody else was brought in to work there, and he was a local, and they wouldn't hire him.
Yeah. So it's like, how many of the people from that town are in collaboration, in cahoots with
Well, the dude
what's
might as well be
happening?
the mayor.
Well, yeah, you're right.
I mean, he's like the president of this town. Like, because if
Yeah,
it wasn't for him, the little shithole town would be nothing. Wouldn't be no
yeah,
jobs there. Wouldn't be no.
yeah. But that shit, it was just real fucking creepy when they get there. Like the way everything starts to play out and stuff, it's real fucking creepy. And it does a really good job of setting the atmosphere of like, this is more fucked up than you think.
Yeah.
And at the heart of it, you have this
Bloody
factory.
mysterious.
Yeah, very Ruddy Mysterious.
You know
Um,
the dad when they're at the hotel and he bumps into the guy they get off the like Winnebago.
yeah,
His family, he sold all the most masks and he's coming to meet the head guy and all this. I feel like they were like, all right, we want you to act like the dad from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory that brings the
Yeah.
girl in, the rich dad.
yeah,
Just be him. Be a prick.
yeah. And he
'Cause he had that
was.
all over him. He was like,
Yeah. And the mom
yeah, and the kid.
and the kid. Yeah.
It's almost like they
This
were
is
modeled after him.
this is a fucking Willy Wonka throwback, you
Yeah.
know? Um, but anyway, they're snooping, doing some investigations, some weird shit's going down. They're staying in the hotel, banging the night away. And then they're like, they go to the factory, right? And
They're
that's
checking
when
on
they
the
have the
order.
tour. Yeah, they're
They're
checking on the
asking about
order.
the order and if they knew where the dad went. And they're trying to act like the order never showed up. Not that the dad's
Yeah,
dead.
yeah. So, but that was a good cover on their
Yeah.
part. Like, I haven't seen my dad. He's not at the shop. We need the mask to keep the shop running, blah, 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 blah. And then they're like, oh, we're going to take a tour. You guys should take the tour with us, And it's like,
That one dude looked at him and was like, yeah, I was about to ask him if they wanted to come. He's like, no, you wasn't.
yeah,
He's like,
no,
and you know
not at
what?
all.
I'm going to give you the mask on me.
Free of charge.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is fucking, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, it's very, it was perfect creepy setup. Then when they do the tour and everything, you see the mask, you see all this stuff, which was a cool tidbit. Like, they actually produce masks to sell as a promotional thing for the movie, right?
Yeah.
So them making those masks was actually them making the masks that they were putting into production to sell real people,
That's cool.
which was it was a perfect way to like kill two birds with one stone,
Yeah,
right?
just film that.
Yeah, and they're just going to be walking around and acting while you're making the masks. Um, but they do the tour. They go to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, so this guy's like a big wig. He's been making
He's a
pranks,
toy maker. Yeah,
toys, like
yeah,
all the stuff they
and
grew up on as kids.
and it shows you like so you find out that the fucking dudes in suits are robots, right? Like the henchmen, his little cronies or
Yeah,
whatever
the putties.
yeah, they're robots. And like, of course they're robots. He's a toy maker.
Hmm?
He figured out how to make lifelike, and he even says it at one point when he's in that elevator. He's
When
like,
the
"They
guy
look real, don't
sneezes,
they?" Yeah,
he goes, "God bless you."
yeah. Great. Great. It was just the way that it was constructed was really, really clever.
Yeah, that
In a
reminded
very
me of the Van Bots from Austin Powers.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? When I was watching it, I was
yeah.
like, "That's like, I wonder if that's where they got that idea from." Like
Shit, might as
little
well be.
robot chicks. But y'all remember whenever they came out of the tour and they were all talking, and he was like, "I'd like to know what your secret, what your final process." And he's like, "It's tricks of the trade." And we're
Yeah.
all over here. He's like, "Yes." And then he starts
Yeah,
looking around and he sees some cameras. He sees a guy on the fucking roof standing around like fucking, you know, Dirty
yeah,
Harry up there with sunglasses. And he sees a few other guys and he's like, "These guys look like the way your dad looked. The guy that killed your dad, they were dressed like that. They acted like that." And
Yeah.
then she sees the car and she tries to run over there and they just step in front of her like, "Nope."
he's like, "We gotta get the fuck out of
It was
here."
just funny because after that, she runs back to him and he puts her arms around her and holds her.
Yeah. It's
Well, that
like, come
shot's
on,
like, it's
baby.
classic 80s right here, dude.
Yeah, yeah,
Like that shot, it was just like, come here, let me hold you. It'll be all right.
yeah.
Fix the trade.
Um, well, and that shit, like when that chick skipping back before this, when that chick was fucking around with that thing in the fucking hotel, and she's like using a
Yeah.
bobby pin to like hotwire this fucking
Yeah,
thing
she's
to
like, what's this? There's like
crossfire
a
it,
fucking computer chip on the back of it. Look like a
and
processor.
yeah, and it shoots in her mouth, and it
How
fucks
crazy did that
her.
look?
Yeah, she looked fucked up, dude.
Her
She
legs were
looked,
kicking and shit, and a
yeah,
fucking spider came out of her mouth and went under her wig. Like,
yeah,
but she didn't get full blown snakes and crickets.
no,
But because she, it was a malfunction.
yeah. Well,
And they just ship her out.
I think because it shot in the wrong end.
Yeah,
Supposed to shoot in the back of the head, right?
and you're supposed to be watching the thing, and
Yeah. So,
like they're trying
but
to have like an epileptic seizure over here with this fucking flashing
yeah.
pumpkin. It's like,
um. Then they decide to they're like, fuck it, you know. They go back to the hotel. The fucking putties are there.
well,
They
they're like,
fucking
it's
get
time
them.
to leave.
Yeah.
Dude's like,
And
let
they,
me make a phone call. Every time he tries to call somebody, it's like the number cannot be. It's every phone's just disconnected in the town.
yeah.
And I even saw people talking about this in the because, dude, if you go to IMDb and look at the trivia section, holy shit, so many people, and they're like at about 22 minutes, you know, and they're just
Yeah.
like little stuff they noticed in the movie. When he's talking to his wife at the hospital at the beginning, and he's like, I can't come get the kids. I'll have to come back and get them, Saturday morning. 2 people have died here. You remember that?
Yeah.
So when he puts the phone down, a cop comes over and picks it up. And
Yeah.
if you listen, you can hear that the number you've called cannot be connected. Like it starts then.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like, it's all, throughout. There's all these little Easter eggs. There's a huge community of those people for this movie
Right.
that just
Which is
dissect it and try to find stuff and little Easter eggs. And
which makes sense, you know?
yeah,
But anyway, they get carried back to
yeah.
the motherfucking to headquarters. And then the master plan is to put a mask on him, strap him to the table, and like force him to experience what everybody else is going to happen. Which to me, double tap in the back of the head.
Let me ask
You know
y'all
what I'm
this, though.
saying?
So he's sitting there. So when you have the mask on, you watch the commercial, right? Got to watch the commercial. What if he just closed his eyes?
I think it would still
Still
trigger.
activate the thing?
I don't think
Was
watching
it
it
the
has anything
sound?
to do. Yeah,
Probably the
I
sound
think.
and the.
Yeah.
I was sitting there and I was like, just close your eyes, man, dude. How awesome was it when he threw that mask up there and it landed on that camera first try?
Yeah.
Right. They said it took so many fucking times of filming that to actually make it work. Because apparently the director did it in one try because he was like, they're like, how are they going to block the camera out? And he's like, oh, you just throw it up there like this. And it worked.
Yeah.
So they kept reshooting that scene until he actually got it to hook.
Well, the
on.
shot that you see, though, you see him throw it, and then it's
Yeah.
a close up of the camera and it just slaps on it.
Yeah.
So they still had to, they didn't even use the wide shot of him
Yeah, I
throwing it
know.
on it. They used the close up. So it's like, we
Yeah.
just sat here and tried to do this for 30 takes. And because, when you're doing a close up like that, you can just have a guy standing right off camera and just boop, put it right on there.
Yeah.
Would have been easier to put like a string or something on it and shoot it in reverse.
Yeah, right. Pull it
Shoot
off.
it and then flip it.
Yeah. But no, they wanted it to be like authentic, dude. This is the 1982. We're doing it right.
Yeah. Practical effects.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that the practical effects for this movie were insane.
Yeah.
I mean, and it
Oh.
was few and far between, but when it happened, it was very.
Yeah.
They kept the shock of the violence, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I
Well,
believe the guy that directed this did that It TV series, right? Yeah, he directed it.
yeah. He
And,
done a lot of shit after this.
Yeah.
We did for like before all this shit, before they get captured and everything. So they go and they make them watch the test of like, so the obnoxious family with the most sales, this, that, and the other. They're like, we want you to check out some of
Watch
our
the
upcoming
commercials and give us some notes.
yeah, give us some notes on these commercials. And the kids got the mask on. They're in there like checking it out. watching it, and then it comes on, and like the kid like gets fucked up.
Yeah.
How fucking creepy
That was
was
a cool
that
shot.
shot?
When the fucking
Like-
snakes start coming up, then the rattlesnake comes. When I saw that, I was like, that's a rattlesnake.
Yeah. And it's like, what just happened to this kid, you know? But that was a really fucking cool.
What a fucking
Cool
evil ass plan, dude.
Yeah, right.
You're not just going after people. He's like, I'm killing all the kids.
Yeah, all
Put
of them.
fucking mask on and beg for candy.
Yeah,
one night
and they're
every
not going
year.
to see it coming. Yeah,
Evil
Yeah.
plan.
yeah. But anyway, back to the shits and stuff. So they put him in that room. You know, he's trying to get free. He finally does get free. He busts the TV, which looked really easy.
Yeah.
And I know it's not that easy in real life
Those
to bust
TVs
one
are
of them.
fucking hard as a rock, dude.
Yeah, I
He
mean,
kicked it.
but he's a fucking
Doctor?
he's a
I don't know.
doctor,
Yeah.
though, dude. I mean, that's the
Well,
only
and then
thing
the
that
whole time this is going on, I'm thinking, you know, you got all this shit happening, but you got to be thinking in your head too. His kids, dude.
Yeah,
His kids
exactly.
have those masks. They're gonna be watching that shit. They were watching it when he came over to the house. Like
Yeah,
he's got that weighing on him.
yeah,
Tried to call his wife and tell her, but she's like, "Fuck off! Are you drunk?"
yeah.
See, nobody would listen to him.
No, not at all.
Well, it does sound crazy. I don't even know
Yeah,
if
it
I was.
does.
Somebody called me up like, "Dude, get the fuck out of here." Come on.
Man, I know you were talking about the like when the father was or the doctor was trying to call and get his kids not to wear the
Yeah,
mask
tell his
and
wife.
everything. I still couldn't get out of my head the way that bitch looked when she was fucking with it in the hotel room, the little
Where your mouth looked.
medallion. Yeah, dude, that was rough.
So he escapes. He gets the glass out of the TV. He cuts the restraints off of him. He escapes, and he's like, "All right, I'm
the
gonna
vent.
run out." Yeah, through the vent outside on the roof. You know, they bust in there. They see that he's escaped and everything. You know, they go in there and take the mask off of it, and they're like, "He's gone." So they're on the hunt for him, and he sees the chick, and he's like, "All right, she's in here."
That's when the
Tied
guy said
up.
he's gone. He's like, "No, he's not," because
He'll
he
be
knew he
back.
was gonna try to get the chick.
Yeah. So,
Which is a robot, by the way. Hey, why
yeah,
didn't she try to stop him?
I think that was her plan the whole time, right?
The robot?
Yeah.
Well, she like helped him destroy everything, and then stopped him when they were in the car leaving.
Maybe it's a
I was
fail
just
safe.
wondering. It was like, I guess, but the whole time I was like, I mean, because it really fucked things up, and it killed the guy. These
Yeah.
robots are supposed to be loyal, right? Well,
Yeah,
like she helped
technically.
him
Yeah,
fucking
kill the
wreck the
rest of
thing.
them.
Really, she was just there. He was just like, be quiet. He was doing everything.
Yeah.
He probably didn't know what the fuck he was doing. He's like, I'll take care of
Yeah.
you. We get back to the room, you know.
Yeah.
But this scene here where all that's going on, dude, they take that fucking thing with the mask on it and they walk behind it. And I'm over here like, nobody sees that moving?
Yeah,
These robots
exactly.
fucking suck. And he like walks right up in there with
Yeah.
all of them around. Like,
He had dead silence, dude.
yeah, I guess. Popped a daddy.
Yeah, he popped a
But
daddy and ran up.
when
in
it
there.
cut to the side shot, you could see them pushing that little mask wagon, walking behind it.
Yeah.
I was just like, mm-mm.
Classic 80s,
Yeah.
dude. Classic 80s. So they go in there and he's like, I'm gonna turn this shit on in here and I'm gonna dump all these little chips on top of them and it's gonna fuck something up. I don't know what it's gonna do, but it's gonna
Fuck 'em
fuck
up.
something up. And yeah, it killed everybody down there except for the main guy, like the main villain.
And then it
And
started this like a circle.
yeah,
Electricity.
it was triggering the fucking equinox, dude.
Yeah. How weird
So-
did he look when it hit him? He was like paper.
Yeah.
He was like Tom Goes to the Mayor, dude. He was smiling. Like, where did he go to? Did he just get vaporized?
I
Yeah.
think so.
That's it. He
Yeah.
just got vaporized, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He rode the vapor wave.
Yeah.
And he's
And then
smiling.
like yeah. And then the building fucking catches on fire and blows up, of course.
Yeah,
because it's
I was like, you got to
1982.
burn the building down.
Yeah.
Because it's the 80s.
Yeah. Yeah. Then he's like they get away
Driving
and then
fast as fuck.
they're driving fast, trying to get out of town.
We got to
And
find a
then
phone or something.
And then she starts fucking on him.
Yeah.
And he crashes the car, gets out. He's like, "What are you doing, you crazy bitch?"
Yeah.
Her fucking arms ripped off.
He's like,
She's
Her nubs fucking twitching. Yeah. She needs a remote control. That.
And then like,
she went crazy, man.
I mean, how crazy was this? Let's talk about it. So they crash. The arm comes off.
Yeah.
Gets out. Her one arm starts choking him out.
Oh, that happened when he got
fucks
back
her
in.
up. Huh?
The decapitated arm started fucking with him when he got back in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
he rips the head off, then the body starts fucking on him. Then he gets in the car and the fucking
The
hand
arm
that's
comes
attached-
back. Did y'all see like when it cut between the fake arm and the real arm?
Yeah.
Because when he got in
We
there and you
got-
saw it was the fake arm, and then all of a sudden the camera was up real high, like you could tell she was under it or someone was, with a
Yeah.
real hand trying to like choke him and shit. And I was like, okay, I see you.
We got like 3 scare shots
Yeah.
in quick fucking succession.
Yeah.
He straight
It was
knocked that
great.
bitch's block off with that crowbar, didn't he? Wow!
Yeah.
Didn't
Like,
he though? Didn't he though?
He didn't give a fuck, dude. And so then he's like, I gotta find a phone. He gets to the gas station. He sees some kids come in. He sees the thing on the TV. He starts calling. He's like, "You gotta take it off air. You trust me? Just take it off air." And then bam, then cuts it to channel 2. He's like, "No, channel 2. We gotta take it off the air there."
goes off, please stand by.
Yeah.
The kid changes the channel.
Channel 3.
I'm over here biting my nails, dude. Like,
Yeah, right.
You know?
Yeah. And then he's like, turn it off. Turn it off. Ah! And then it
Credits.
cuts. Yeah.
Dude,
So,
the movie ended where it started.
yeah,
At
it
that
did.
store. It started there and it ended there.
Yeah. So, what do you think happened?
I mean, dude, they didn't cut it off. It was
So,
still on. It didn't take that long. Like when the kid was watching it in the room, the
Yeah.
test room, it didn't take
Yeah.
that long for it to affect him.
No.
I still
So-
think a lot of people probably fucking died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
So
is
this
not the ending you expect.
Yeah, exactly. So this comes in where the other night, I think it was Sunday night, I was like, guys, after you guys watch the movie, think of a couple of ideas of how you would pick up and do a follow-up to Season of the Witch 40 years later. Because in 2022, it'll be 40 years after the original came out. So how would you do a follow-up? And I took notes.
Well, I
I've
mean,
got
if
a
you
pretty good-
follow up 40 years later, you got to like, there was this, huge disaster where 40
Yeah.
years ago where all these kids died.
Yeah, so I'm gonna read some notes.
It's like
and I only
Walking
got
Dead in this bitch,
well, I only got about 30. I only got about 30 minutes into this follow-up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is just bullet points, so I'm gonna hit the bullet points, and y'all tell me what y'all think, and if there's anything that y'all would change or add to it. All right. So first of all, the film starts showing the events of 1982. You see flashes of horror in the eyes of parents all across the country when they realized what has become of their children.
Yeah.
Right. That's how it opens, and you get that shot. One of my favorite shots in the film was whenever those kids were on those hills and
Dude,
they
where
had
they
that
were
orange.
walking and
Yeah,
the sun.
dude.
Oh, dude, that was great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It had like a real you remember the remake of Pet Cemetery
yeah.
when those kids were marching?
Mhm.
Whenever I saw them marching, I was like, I bet they got that from like they
Yeah,
were like, remember in that Season of the Witch? Let's do it like that. Because
yeah,
like the sun was like red burning in the background, fire in the sky,
Yeah.
and you had them marching down the hills and stuff. And I was like, that's cool.
yeah. It was really
So you
fucking
got to
cool.
show that.
Yeah. So it starts with that, with that little scene, and then it cuts to screaming. You hear parents freaking out, shit's going crazy,
Yeah.
all this stuff,
Halloween's
right?
getting canceled.
Yeah. Oh, so speaking of that, fast forward to present day. Halloween has been declared a federal holiday similar to Memorial Day.
Yep.
On October the 31st every year, people shut themselves into their own homes and refuse to turn on the television or use any type of
Oh,
electronic device
Halloween's canceled, dude.
until the following day. Yeah. So that's what happened. All right. So this is the next part. Toy collector finds a shipment of masks that were lost in transit and have been in storage for the past 40 years. He buys the entire pallet. While live streaming, he watches past commercials that were aired during the 1950s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. He starts showing masks off during one of his live streams. He has heard urban legend and finds the video online of the commercial that triggered the masks to begin with. While streaming, he wears the mask and watches the commercial, which triggers the mask and kills the streamer. Right? Unnamed organization shows up to the house and confiscates the remaining stock of masks and disposes of the body. All right.
Fucking season of the witch people.
Yeah.
They're still out there.
So, cut to age Dr. Dan, 40 years older,
Yeah. Family dead.
gearing up for retirement, looks good despite his age, leaves the hospital for the day, meets with his family for dinner. He is married to his ex-wife and has 2 children that are in their late 30s.
So his family didn't die?
Wait. One of the children starts talking about the incident with the live streamer. Dan has flashbacks to his children and the events that took place and shuts the conversation down. The child is confused and frustrated with Dan's reaction. So, in what I have written, his kids die. He gets back with his ex-wife because she's so mortified
Yeah.
of what happened, and they end up having 2 more kids.
Mm-hmm.
Dan and his wife return home, where he starts investigating the live streaming incident. As he reviews the footage from the live stream, he sees a few key things that triggers his memory. The individuals that respond to the incident are dressed in light blue suits, the signature Shamrock logo on equipment, etc. Cuts to the next day where Dan is working at the hospital. His child approaches him and begins talking about the live stream and also the past events that happened to the children. Dan tells his child to drop it. Child doesn't, and also explains that the deceased brother and sister would want to stop anything that is happening with the events revolving around this mask and this shady organization, right? Dan and Child goes to the house of the live streamer to find clues, finds nothing of real importance other than the jack-o'-lantern mask that was left behind. Dan and Child goes back to the town of the original for more clues, finds the charred remains of the Silver Shamrock factory. The town has been deserted for decades. The only thing that seems to be operational are the security cameras. And that's as far as I got with it. So basically what happens is, because people buy all this old stock of toys
dude,
and stuff.
They're
Yeah.
collectibles.
Yeah.
Especially
So-
something like, because you'll have those people in the future that like the guy on the stream. He heard about it, but to him
but
it's
he
just
don't-
an urban legend, dude.
Yeah,
mean,
he's
did
a
this
kid.
really happen? Like,
Yeah.
he's in his
So-
20s.
Yeah.
Younger, like, and they weren't around for it. And then people don't really like to bring it up, like,
They don't want to talk about it.
it was a fucked up thing, like.
Yeah. And then, so an idea that I had going forward from this was, they go to the town. The town's been like completely abandoned for 40 years, right?
Yeah, no work
And
there.
no work. All the townspeople are gone. You see the old rundown version of the motel where they stayed. You see the remains of the factory.
Yep.
You also see like, rocks and things. Like there's outlines in the rubble where stuff had been moved, right?
Uh-huh.
So the idea that I had was, someone has figured out some way or another about like how to construct these masks again, right?
Mm-hmm.
And instead of putting it on TV, they're going to broadcast it. They're going to like basically hijack the internet and more or
Mobile
less.
phones, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's going to play to all the phones. So it's going to broadcast nationwide. So instead of just taking out children, because if you think about it, in 1982, whatever the population was, and the population of children, you're going to say probably 3 out of every 5 kids at this point are going to die. So you're going to have a complete global setback
Mm-hmm.
just based on it happening in the United States alone, because it doesn't really touch any kind of base if it goes past the United States, right? So it sets everything in the United States back, but people have like finally they had to start reproducing almost immediately, because you'll have high school kids and people in their early 20s that haven't had kids that can start reproducing, but then older people like Dr. Dan are going to have to also start reproducing, or they're going to, the population's going to die out more or less,
Yeah.
So, but anyway, someone gets the pieces of the Stonehenge that are left there that they didn't take.
Yeah.
They start recreating these masks, and we update the masks. We make them look cooler and all this kind of stuff.
Dude, or I was actually milling an idea just now too, like with like how to distribute how to redo the everybody has to have something for the thing to work,
Yeah.
I was thinking have it where Shamrock, Silver Shamrock, have it to where they like as the decades have went on, they're the region's cell phone distributor. And so
They're gonna
check
use
this.
the cell towers.
What they do is they change the
5G.
cell phones. They move the cell phones around, and they have it to where they've taken the rock
Connected to the
from
towers.
Stonehenge, and they've mined it down into nothing pretty much.
Yeah.
In the past decades, building up to this. Because have the bad guy be able to explain how, like, when it happened the first time, that was the perfect condition. Now I'm having to more or less do things my way. And so they mine that down into the crystals that make like the microchips for the boards on the phone.
Right.
So everyone's got one.
Yeah.
And have it to where they take formations of stones. Of the stone, and like have it to where Silver Shamrock has somehow found a way to make their own memorial to that night.
Yeah.
Like they weren't a part of it. Like have it built through the story that they were. There's always been ongoing lawsuits and stuff with that company, and have it to where everyone's got to have like a cell phone, and there's this Halloween app.
Yeah.
And it's for kids. Like there's gonna be a
yeah,
make it to appeal to like a modern audience.
Yeah, I like that. See that sounds perfect, because I was going with that idea as well. Like you got to use the cell phones in one way or another to make this happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that I like that idea. Like they've went beyond, masks and toy production.
Which could play into a shot, man, where like say we have a security guard or a family sitting down and flipping through TV, and it's like get the new Halloween app, blah 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 blah, scan QWERTY codes to get your there's gonna be a giveaway at 9, there's
And the app's been out for a while, and it's like it's like Among Us or something. Like everybody's on this app. Kids love
and have
it.
that, dude, and let
Been
that
around
be
for
something
years.
that the streamer was doing, promoting that, being like, yo, welcome to the channel. This tonight was sponsored by, and he pulls up his phone, and he's like, Silver Shamrock's got this sweet ass app on their new phones now. I know y'all got y'all's too, and all that kind of stuff,
Use creator code fucking Silver Shamrock.
Yeah.
What about this though? Because you were talking about Dr. Dan's kids being in their 30s.
Yeah.
Okay, they're in their 30s, right?
Yeah.
So Dr. Dan at this point has got to be pushing 80,
Yeah.
right? What if he's
Yeah.
already retired? He's old man at this point. What if
Okay.
his
Yeah.
son's a doctor?
Okay. Okay.
And somebody, like the same thing kind of happens where they bring someone in.
Yeah.
And word gets back to his dad. And he's like, "What do you mean? What happened? What do you mean that you brought this guy in?" And like, "Well, he had a mask, and like his son ends up, having the patient
Okay. So,
because
all right.
they're in their
So,
30s. That's gonna put him
yeah.
old as fuck.
Yeah. So think about it like this, like rewrites real quick. The live streamer goes through the process. The people contact the local uh, paramedics. They show up, right?
Yeah,
Bring him back. He's got the mask on, or he's gripping a mask.
Dr. Dan's son's there. He's the doctor.
Yeah, and he's like, we had this weird case,
Yeah, he's bothered by it.
and yeah, like we're very because snakes and
He
fucking
wants to ask
grasshoppers.
his dad. His dad's been a doctor all these years. Retired from being
Yeah,
a doctor. So
yeah,
he wanted to ask him about it, and he's like, "What do you?" He's like, as he starts telling him, you see him flashing back.
yeah, yeah,
He's like, "It's happening again."
yeah,
But then they have to like connect it to the app.
yeah,
Like they don't know that until you get like third act.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So
Because
I've got a shot that it could build to. I feel like this is all still moving like the way you guys were explaining. It could still work to this. Like when the main character finds out that it's about to happen again, and you just have this real dramatic moment. You know what I mean? Like it's the big scene.
yeah,
Like he's like on he's on the phone. Like it's another phone call where he's trying to be like, hey. Get the fucking kids tablets, get their phones, get all that shit, get them because they're all in the house, so that's what they're all doing is fucking with their phone because it's the one day where, well, no, they can't. Well, they just don't watch TV. They don't think about the phones, maybe.
well, think about it this way. What happens when you get an Amber Alert on your phone?
Oh yeah,
Yep.
okay. Let's keep running with it then. He's telling me, he's like, get the phones away from me no matter what. Like, I know they're off. I know you guys got them put up. Like, but that's not gonna matter. And he's doing all this shit.
Well, and like
Well,
with
like,
the older people that were there and remember what happened, maybe they sit around, they don't watch their TV. Tradition.
Yeah.
Younger
yeah.
kids
The
ain't gonna
younger
give a fuck
families-
about that.
Yeah,
And
Well,
the
while
younger families, the parents, they're not gonna care. Like we
yeah,
just don't go out on this day. There is no Halloween. Halloween's been dead for 40 years.
yeah,
Well, have it to where he's somewhere, but like whoever he's with at this point in the story, they're one of those people that's like, I cut the shit on, fuck it, I don't care, fuck tradition, one of those types of people. So they've got their fucking TV on, and because this town's the only place, like have it to where like this particular town is the only place that honors that shit, where they cut everything off or whatever. Everybody else, the world's moved on. They still acknowledge it, but everybody else they're still watching. Like TV don't stop on that day.
Yeah.
But like, I'm trying to work to where I was saying those stones are set up. Have that be in the old town, or where Silver Shamrock's old factory
Yeah.
used to be, and they're all laid out in a way. Well, like they've activated the shit. He's trying to call and tell them. The person behind them's like their kids are still flipping through TV, and while they're doing it, you hear one person being like, "The Stonehenge stones, blah blah blah." Conspiracy theory guy dropping plot points about the stones. Keeps changing the channel, and then eventually, like, it's fucking Halloween, the movie. We get the Halloween reference, right? But you're hearing the John Carpenter fucking Halloween music playing. And as it cuts to their end, the phone hangs up. The score keeps playing to be like a cameo for the climax happening,
Yeah.
So carry the Halloween score from the movie over into the film, and it's fucking hitting the really dramatic parts or whatever. While that's happening, dude's fucking hauling ass uphill, whatever, towards the town or whatever, the old town. I'm sorry, I'm kind of scatterbrained. It's just I'm trying to hold on to the idea. as he's running up, he's getting to like a hill view so he can oversee where the city's at. Like, you know what I mean? All the lights in his town have fucking lit up all the stones that's been scattered everywhere to where it's like it's power in that town and it's also coming from that one. When the ones in Silver Shamrock start to light up, it makes the pattern of the fucking like it was on the back of the chip on the fucking hat.
Okay, yeah.
Like they've turned the piece of ground. The fucking town is like a big ass chip now.
Conduit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And like all the stones are powering up and shit while he's trying to run to fucking. There's nothing. He's powerless to see it, to stop it. So he's just about to behold it more or less.
Yeah.
And have it all while like the fucking OG Halloween theme's playing to give it a big John Carpenter fucking bow on top.
Yeah. Well, and the thing about it that I was kind of thinking was you have to end it in a very similar way, but you got to think bigger, right? Because it's a follow up.
Yeah.
So, how do you get bigger than like wiping out almost the entire population of children? You wipe out almost the entire population.
Yeah.
And what
The
does
world.
everybody have?
Cell phone.
I mean, and that's kind of
Everyone.
what's, yeah. And that's kind of what sparked my whole,
And this
my
time you're
whole
not
idea
just doing
behind
it to kids. Anybody that's got it.
Yeah, yeah.
Bigger
But
sacrifice.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, it's like the way that's the old sacrifice was. It was like, you know, it was supercharged by the stars and everything, so they needed the children and everything. Well, since he's having to kind of rush the plan along, he needs to get as much power as he can fucking get. So fuck it, everyone's going with it.
Yeah.
What if at some point you saw the main villain from the original, but he's a robot?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it ain't him.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you're not like, this is personal. It's got to be personal. So he had to
Yeah.
have some kind of family or something, a son, a daughter, maybe a
Yeah.
son and a daughter that are carrying this shit on. And it's personal. Like these motherfuckers killed their dads, fucked
Yeah.
everything up for them.
Yeah.
So it's personal, and that's why they want to go bigger this time. They're doubling down on the sacrifice to make up for the last one.
Yeah.
So they want
Thinking
more, bigger.
globally.
We'll have it
Yeah.
revealed
Layers.
that the kids have been running it the whole time, and it's
Yeah.
all been propped up by him. He's been a robot the whole time.
Yeah.
Like so that he could still so that Silver Shamrock could still exist in
Yeah,
the
so
first
nobody
place.
knew that it came from them.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. But they
Oh, I
bodied his
excellent.
ass. So it's not
Yeah.
even him. Could even
That
see
would.
like a scene where there's a room with like his different faces over the years because he had to age.
Yeah. Oh, that would be creepy.
And while it's doing the reveal, it shows the kids making his head, like his facial,
Yeah.
to go over the robot part. They're making it just like they did the OG Halloween mask from back then. So they've got like those crazy molds and
Yeah.
stuff.
Or in the
And while
plastic.
they're of course there's advances, but there's something special about making it yourself, and they're just using the old shit, to fucking do it.
Yeah.
And these robots look real as fuck.
Yeah. Like HD real.
Yeah. And they've had software upgrades. We've
Yeah.
come a long way so they don't act as goofy.
Right.
A little more natural.
Well, for the sake of being able to do that, we could set the movie a little further in the future,
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
like distant future, but like further along to where, about 20, 30 years from now to where we have functioning robots.
I mean, his robots look pretty good. So
I think this is a
that
movie they could redo.
well,
But they have to do it that way. Don't remake this movie.
It
Don't
would be
reboot this movie.
well,
Make a
what we're
sequel,
doing is
40
but
years
what we're
later.
doing, yeah, but still tell the story in a soft reboot fashion.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like we're still doing the same plot as the first movie. We're just generational with
It's
it.
just like they
Yeah.
did with the 2018 Halloween. They
Yeah.
just picked up 40 years later, It would. I think it would work, man. It'd be interesting. I don't think it'll ever happen, but it would be cool. I'd watch it.
I mean, if you got enough support and if you could get the rights to do it,
But it's
then
got to be done like that.
you could
Or-
definitely
or, I mean,
kickstart it.
Or we could stay true to the original idea, man, and make just a completely different fucking movie. And just kind of domino effect it to where in this movie they're watching Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, you know? But
Right.
make our own fucking movie.
I think there's enough there to like take that idea and run with it and just make it like and follow up because I mean that the guy is still alive and I'm
Well,
gonna
and
drop a
the
picture.
whole world doesn't end there. Yeah, I saw what he looked like now.
I mean, perfect,
Yeah,
right?
Tom Atkins.
Yeah.
Because some of the kids died, but everybody didn't die. They didn't wipe out the
Yeah.
whole world. But can you imagine like being in that world after that happened?
Yeah, and that's
What
kind
it
of
would be like.
yeah, that's kind of what I would like to explore. It's like you're gonna have people, older people, they're still gonna be traumatized by it, and then you've got the youth. It's just like anything else, man. It's just like anything else that happens in the world. The people that were there and experienced it were
9/11.
yeah, they were traumatized by it, but younger generations could give a fuck.
Who shits? Like,
Yeah. And I would like to have that I'd like to have that dynamic happen there to where you've got the original Dr. Dan and he is so he's got like PTSD from this experience,
yeah,
you know, because he was there. He saw what
couldn't
happened.
save his
We'll have
kids.
it. Well, dude, instead of modifying like the whole like not watching shit on Halloween and stuff and making it more trauma based,
Yeah.
like have it to where the kids could still be in their room fucking with stuff.
Yeah,
But like have it where in each shot of the houses and stuff you notice there's no living room TV. There's no TVs where like a lot of people are gonna congregate.
Yeah. Yeah.
especially the people that went through it.
Yeah.
Like have it show New York and like the big TVs in Times Square, they've been replaced with other shit. Like there's just banners there and everything.
Because there's no law that you can't watch TV.
Yeah.
Certain people
And
won't do it on the.
And since there were 3 channels, have it to where only like the world lost a third of its population on that day.
Yeah.
So there's still a lot of people that was around, but like it's still enough to be remembered.
Yeah.
There's people in support groups, and they were like, "I was watching Channel 2, so it didn't happen to me, but happened to my friends."
Like you have a shot of someone getting or one of the characters or supporting characters getting coffee or something, and you hear someone behind them be like, what's your plans for Halloween? You're like, oh, I'm gonna watch the marathon. What about you? They're like, I'm probably just gonna read a book.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it can be done. I
If
think
something
it
like
can.
that happened on Halloween, there would be no Halloween.
No. It'd be
The
over.
holiday would be removed from the damn calendar.
Well, it would be replaced by
With a
something
different
that
one, yeah.
yeah. So
That shit would be crazy. Because that's what I
yeah.
thought too, man. As soon as it went off, when he's screaming at the phone and it cuts off, I'm like, wonder what that looks like.
Yeah, right.
Too
And
bad
then
they didn't like keep going like with more movies. Because it's
yeah.
almost, and I was looking, the one guy, I believe it was the director, he ended up doing some Twilight Zone. It was real Twilight Zone-y, dude.
Yeah.
Season of the Witch was the first thing he directed, and after that, he did 3 episodes of the Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
That was his first movie he ever made.
Makes sense though.
It felt like that, the Twilight Zone they did in the 80s, which was the one he worked on.
Yeah.
It felt like one of those.
Yeah.
Like, and the main guy was in The Fog.
Yeah.
In a couple other movies. He could still play himself.
Yeah.
And he's old enough, dude. It's 40 years later, like.
Yeah. which I'm cool with it, you know.
Oh,
But yeah, I was
the
just
main villain was in RoboCop. Did you?
yeah, I saw that.
What were you gonna say?
But I just want, because I mean, we saw the 40-year follow up to Halloween, and since this movie has such a cult following, it's just interesting to think about like someone going in that's an avid fan of it,
Yeah.
you know. Because if I was to go in legit, if I was to go in and write a follow up to this, I would watch this movie 200
Have
times.
to.
Yeah,
You
I
have to
mean, to
find
hit,
and what I would like to see is the documentary that's on the Blu-ray.
yeah,
There's a
yeah,
documentary on the Blu-ray, and I'd like to get my hands on it.
yeah. So,
I bet it's good.
yeah,
But yeah, the other night when I asked you, I said, because I kept, hearing the chatter, and I was like, Michael Myers even in the movie? And you're like, not really. Like,
no,
split second on the TV.
yeah,
Okay, so why is it a Halloween movie? Well, like you said, when you do the research, it's like, they were supposed to keep making. That was their plan.
Yeah.
In this movie, they spent, the budget was like 2.5 million. They made like 16.
Yeah.
Definitely made some money. And that was in the 80s.
so I
Wonder
mean,
why they stopped there. Like, why couldn't they keep it? I have checked the documentary out for that.
yeah,
Probably because of the backlash.
yeah, because you know
Well,
it
like
got a
if you
shit.
look at IMDb, it's a 4.9.
Yeah, but it
The
should be
Google
higher than
rating's
that.
like a 3.1. Like, but I think that's what it was. Is people expected a Halloween movie, and they got a Halloween movie.
Yeah.
So get over yourselves, you know. But y'all want to touch on some Lovecraft real quick?
Oh yeah.
So season finale, Lovecraft Country,
Mm-hmm.
and they come. It opens up. They got the book of names. They got the damn. Yeah, they got the girl. She's already turning into one of those demon looking things again, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And thought we got to cast a spell to get her back. And then they start casting the spell and to open the book because it was sealed shut. And when that shit opens, them motherfuckers straight pass out.
Yeah. That
They
book was
go
straight
into
gas.
yeah, right. They go into like the fucking astral realm or some shit, you know, like.
Mm-hmm.
And you see the great grandmother, right?
Yeah.
And the mother and the great 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 grandmother
Yeah.
that escaped the house, and you know they basically teach Letty how to cast spells. Atticus, you know, has a conversation and kind of
With his mother, right?
yeah, he was reunited with his mom, and he was like, I know what I got to do, but I don't know if I'm strong enough. He like has this whole conversation with her, and they teach him how to cast spells like real quick, smart, you know,
Yeah.
which is interesting because like, was that how that blonde chick, like her dad,
Mm-hmm.
did he like was he able to visit the astral realm and learn how to cast spells from fucking Brave Birthright or
I don't know. Well, he
Bravelight, whatever
would
the
have had
fuck?
to have that book, right?
Yeah.
So it's all
Well,
tied to that, the book of names.
yeah. And he didn't have it,
Oh.
did he?
He had it before she left with it.
Yeah.
Somebody had it. I mean.
Right. So, but anyway, they cast a spell. They get the shit straightened out with the girl with D.
Mm-hmm.
She's fine. Her arm's fucked up, but you know.
Yeah, she got a little dry rot.
But she'll be all right, you know. And then they're like, we gotta summon this motherfucker, and we gotta cut a piece of him out
Piece of who? Oh,
of the
Titus.
yeah Titus,
Yeah.
yeah. So they go into the elevator of the house. Um, they go under the museum. They got this damn big ass box of Epsom salt.
Yeah.
I mean, they had this shit on tap,
Half
didn't
the
they?
show, his dad is just going around sprinkling it everywhere. Like,
Yeah, yeah, right. Um, but yeah, they summon his ass, and then they're like trying to fuck him up so that they can cut a piece of his body out,
they're
right?
strong.
Yeah. He teleports into the road. Blonde-headed chick crashes the car. You know,
Yeah.
they
Like,
finally
what the
bring him.
fuck you doing here?
Yeah, bitch, get back to the fucking hell that I sent you to. You know. um, but anyway, they finally bring the family out, and they bring his ass back, and then Atticus fucks him up, carves that shit out, puts it in a thermos. You know,
Mhm.
because why not?
Yeah.
And then they're like, they got a spell to like reverse this shit, and they've got to like make a triangle out of salt that's
Yeah.
like as big as it can
It's
fucking
2 miles.
possibly. Yeah, it's fucking
Took 3
ridiculous.
hours.
Yeah, probably took longer than that crossing through them woods.
Yeah.
But they got to get the Titus's blood or flesh, and her flesh or blood,
Mhm.
and in order to make this
2 pieces.
this this spell happen. And then Letty gets the sister. She's like, "Look, we need a piece of her. You're the closest one to her, and we've got this plan. See, we got all this shit that we're gonna take care of." And
Yeah.
I'm like, "That was a mistake.
Yeah. Bad Lieutenant decision number 1.
Yeah, they should have never. She should have never told that bitch anything. You know, because I mean, we all knew what was gonna happen, right?
Yeah. Well, I didn't know. I wasn't for sure until they were on that tower talking. And she was
Yeah.
like, I really got to see what a family's like. She looked at her like, oh, hell no.
Yeah, what the fuck is
What'd you do with
this?
my sister?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, she got fucked over.
Sister's dead.
Sister's dead, or
On life
she
support.
she might not be dead. She might be in a
In
coma
a
or
coma.
fucking
Blood coma.
or
Bloma.
whatever. Yeah. And then the blonde chick uses her blood to make, the serum
Just
in
like
order to
her.
turn into her. Yeah. They fight. Lady almost gets the upper hand. Now, when
When
she
she was
opened the
hanging off of that
she
thing,
should
I was like, kick
she
that
should
bitch in the face, dude.
yeah,
Kick
stomp
her
on them
fucking
fingers.
fingers. Like,
Yeah.
she waited too long.
Yeah.
Her sister was fucking her up, wasn't she? She
Yeah,
was hitting
she
her with that
was.
right hook. Bow, bow, bow. Like,
She's like, "Bitch, I was in prison." Um But anyway, she throws Letty off the top of the tower, hits the ground, Letty dead, right? And then Atticus, he's rolling up. And before this happens, he eats a piece of the flesh,
yeah, he eats that
drink,
flesh and drinks the blood.
and I thought he was going to turn into
I didn't know
damn.
what was going to happen, but I'm like, I can't believe he ate that.
Yeah, for real,
I'd have been
right?
like, I'm going to need some biscuits, some gravy.
Yeah,
Let me
something.
make a
We got to
little,
fry
make a little
this.
Titus egg and cheese out of this. Like,
We got to do
something,
something.
dude.
It was rough,
I like when he
man.
pulled it out and he looked at it and he looked at the blood and he looked at his dad and his dad did the shoulder shrug. Like, I mean, I guess you got to eat it.
What did he say? He said, "Rip and swallow" or something
Yeah.
like that.
Gave him the
And then,
flask.
yeah, dude.
Here, wash that down.
I
So her switching into the sister's body though, that fucked everything up.
Of course, yeah.
Whole plan was ruined.
And they should have fucking known that shit was gonna happen.
They took too
Like
many people.
yeah. Why did they pack the whole fucking family up? It should have just been
Shaboom,
Atticus.
shaboom. Couldn't have had that scene without the whole life could be a dream, sweetheart.
Yeah,
It should
I
have been
guess.
Atticus, Letty, the dad, and old purple hair.
Montrose. Yeah, that's it. That's all they need.
4 people.
Why'd they bring D with the robot hand
Sat in the car
and read the
with a little
book?
fucking Tales from the Crypt arm.
Yeah. Why did they bring Ruby?
Should have
Like they
never
should
got
have.
Ruby involved.
No, they should have never fucking done that
Ruby
shit.
was in the bed. Ruby was sleeping with the devil. She's
Yeah.
playing spades with the devil and the pastor, you know?
She was like, "Have you ever been with a woman before?" She's like,
Mm-mm.
"Nah, it's my first time."
Yeah.
You know, why'd they cut that scene out? You
I
know?
know. I was like, they didn't show him fucking. They show everybody else fucking. We even
Yeah. Why
show
didn't
Montrose fucking
they? Yeah.
knocking the boots out of something.
Yeah. Straight railing some dude. Um. But yeah, they took way too many people with them, and Letty fucked it up, like more or
Yep.
less. But Atticus knew.
He knew,
You
dude.
know,
Dude,
he
he
knew.
does a good job. Like when he was on that thing they put him on,
Yeah.
the concern on his face, the
Yeah.
face acting, dude.
The facting.
He knew what was happening.
Yeah.
He knew, and then they sliced both arms. It's
And it
like, can't
was
you just
deep.
use a little bit of blood?
Yeah. I don't
He
get
didn't
it.
go across, dude. She went down the street.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. She
All the
didn't
way
cross
down the
the road.
street to the
Yeah. Yeah.
elbow.
Yeah. And then, so she starts doing the spell, motherfucking,
Sucking his soul out.
yeah. And like, he wasn't, he wasn't living too long from those damn
Nah, yeah,
gashes.
we're gonna fix that.
So he finds out that Letty's dead. He starts freaking out. You know, he wants out and it's too late. Chick starts performing the shit. And then, Letty shows back up. Atticus has this look of like relief. Cause you know,
I don't
more or
remember.
less,
How did she get back up?
she had that, remember that fucking, blonde headed girl brought her back. Because whenever she was walking away as Ruby, she said that
That's right. She
spell and
said
it
something.
caused that,
Yeah. Then it brought
that
the
protection
horns back.
spell. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So that's how she came back, which like was the wrong move on fucking her part if she was wanting
Yeah.
to live forever, you know. And so anyway, she shows back up, and then she's like, "That wasn't my blood, bitch." And then Asian bitch was like, "I know what to do."
Dude, we talked about that last week. It was like she's gonna have to fucking hit somebody with the Kraken, dude.
Yeah, and
He
she
hit her,
did.
dude.
Yeah, she's like, "I got to connect them somehow."
Yeah.
And so she had them damn eye tentacles come out.
Mm-hmm.
One went into Atticus, one went into damn Chick. And
Thank God she was there. Oh,
yeah,
that's right. The Asian chick had to be there too. 5 people.
yeah, which is still too many, but
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah, you know,
that's it.
I mean, it's like we only got 4 seatbelts.
That's at damn capacity right there, you
Yeah.
know. So you got people sitting in the back, in the middle. So, but anyway, she hooks them up and they reverse the spell and
They reverse
save the
it, but
day.
it kills her, but it doesn't save him, or does it?
Well, that's the question.
I don't believe that this now. It would be a move. It would be a power play
Yeah,
if they kill that character, and that may be the thing, dude, where it's like just had to happen.
yeah,
Like, dude, we've been telling you the whole season he had to die.
yeah,
That's why his dad didn't want to get involved in it. And, you know, they all knew the outcome.
yeah,
And he did too. But, like, because there will be another season, I do believe. I mean, I saw
yeah,
people online talking about another seasons.
yeah.
Or is that it? Because I don't know the book. Does the book end there?
I don't know.
See? I'm going to
I
have to
don't
check
know.
out Heavy Spoilers and see what he's got to say because I believe he's read the book.
Yeah,
I couldn't
yeah,
watch a lot of his reviews on it because he would be like, he would tell you, he's like, all right, I'm going to talk about the book. And I was like, time to leave.
yeah, yeah.
Which is completely different than the show, pretty much,
Right.
because they even worked the book into the show. Some great, but I mean, dude, they got the book of names. Now here's the thing: even if he is gone, they can like go into that book of names little universe and see him again, right?
Well,
Couldn't they see
I
him
mean,
that way?
they've got a time machine too.
Exactly, that works.
Yeah. So, and Travis brought up an interesting point last night. Like, is that thing that was protecting D
Yeah,
him?
because it was, you know, it was there to protect Atticus.
Yeah.
And then it's watching over her. Like, how does it know who she is?
Yeah, exactly.
So
Well,
is it part of him? It's got to be part of him.
well, you see him introduce D to that thing
Mm-hmm.
in the show before all this shit goes down.
Yeah.
So you see that happening, but at the same time, it's like, I mean, could his soul have went somewhere
Could
else?
have. It could
I mean,
be
you
in
don't really
that, and they
know.
could, bring him back from it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know, dude.
I mean, the real question is, should they? Should
Probably
they
not.
should they bring that character back?
Probably not. But you hate to see him go, dude. He's so good.
He is good, but I
I
mean,
get it, dude, because like we've talked about that with other shows, like Walking Dead, dude. We waited years for people to die, and they never died.
Yeah.
In the first season, they killed the main character.
yeah,
That should
spoiler
be
alert.
it.
Yeah. I mean, they did the same thing in fucking Game of Thrones,
The
though,
show can continue,
Yeah.
but I don't. If it does come out for another season or so, it maybe one more. Maybe. I don't know. It might just end there, dude.
Well, they could end it there, but also, like, what if it does a time jump, right?
Cuts to where the son's there.
Yeah. What if the son's like
Oh,
20s?
what if he uses the Book of Names to go in and talk to Atticus when he's working on his book?
Yeah. Well, I don't think Atticus is gone from the show, but
Nah, dude.
I don't think that they're going to bring his character back. And if they do bring his character back, it's going to fuck the timeline up so bad that they're better off to not do it to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Because he is meant to die. Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of like the end game universe or the end game idea. It's like out of there's only one, good outcome out of, hundreds of millions, right?
Yeah.
Billions of fucking alternate universes and outcomes and this, that, and the other. It's like it was only going to work, and it only worked in one of those billions of
Yeah.
alternate timelines. So it's like he was destined to die there. So I feel like if they bring him back, then that's just gonna,
Well, and it's gonna be like, damn, like they already did it.
Yeah.
He's already gone.
yeah,
Like if they bring him back, it kind of takes away from that.
yeah,
Now I did see where the season finale had like very high ratings. A lot of people watched it.
of course,
The
Yeah.
showrunner, Misha Green, this was a day ago. She says talks are going on now with HBO about the season 2.
Yeah.
Judging on the numbers, dude, it's gonna get a season 2.
yeah, I can see that.
But that would be cool. Like don't bring him back like the human form of him where he's there with them.
Yeah,
But maybe they can go in with the book and talk to him like they did the other relatives.
yeah,
Maybe they
and I
can
think
talk to him that way, or maybe his spirit's inside the animal,
yeah,
and then leave it that way. He's not there all the time. He's,
yeah,
you go in, like they can have a moment. I see them doing that, but I don't think they should bring him back. Like as much as I didn't want the guy to die,
Yeah.
he's gone.
yeah. Well, and you got to think about it this way too. Like he goes into the future at a certain point, gets the book that his
Mhm.
kid wrote, and said that he was pushed back through the portal by this individual,
Yeah.
right?
Could that be him?
But who's to say that actually happened?
Yeah, we don't know what happened. So, oh, dude, what if because you remember she was gone for 200 years.
Yeah,
What if
exactly.
the entire second season is what happened when he went through the portal?
Yeah, I mean it could be.
Because, dude, I mean, we don't know how long he was there.
Yeah.
He was gone
So
200 years. Now, I don't
yeah,
think he was gone that long,
no.
but long enough for some shit to pop off.
Yeah. So, but I really liked, and we had this in the previous episode and at the beginning of this episode, to where Atticus was like to his dad was like, "You told me story for years and years and years about this stranger that showed up and saved you and Mama and Uncle George,
Yeah.
and that was me. Like, we got to do this. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And like him and his dad, like coming to terms with one another.
They got close.
Like Montrose storyline was one of the best storylines in the show, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Because fantastic performance by that guy.
Yeah.
First of all,
Chalky White, dude.
second
Great
of all,
actor.
yeah. Second of all, like his arc was so good, and him and Atticus, the way that they interacted with one another, it felt so fucking
It
real.
felt real,
You know what I
dude.
mean? Yeah. And I
You
mean,
could
I
feel the
had that.
tension.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I had that conversation because um Cody's brother's boyfriend or whatever, like I don't know if they're married. I think they're engaged. And he put on there, he says, I'm ready to discuss, finally watch season finale of Lovecraft Country. Spoilers ahead. And then people were on here talking about, I didn't like it, I didn't like it. And then I went on there and I said, look, I really enjoyed the way it ended. Atticus coming to terms with his own demise to save his family for generations to come was the perfect way to tie everything up. His father getting a second chance to be the person Atticus always hoped was a very beautiful moment. The way they explored the father-son relationship was absolutely fantastic. And like to a T, that is exactly how I feel about it. Like at the
Yeah.
end of the day, his relationship with Letty, his relationship with the Asian chick, I mean, yeah, they're important to the story, but they're not as important to the story as his relationship with his father.
No.
You know? And that to me was because that relationship felt real.
It did.
Well, like whoever wrote that was either in that situation or has been around that situation before, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Yeah, man. I think them killing him off was they had to,
Yeah.
because they couldn't, like ever since this season started, they just been chugging right along, dude, just blowing through it, like instead of
Yeah.
stretching it out, like,
Yeah,
and
for
they're like,
real,
we're gonna
right.
get fucking 10 seasons out of this shit, because
Yeah.
most shows will. No, let's stretch it out. No, dude, they just went right through it, dude. Just bam, 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 bam. Like, there's so much packed into those 10 episodes.
Yeah, there was.
I can't remember the actor's name that plays his dad, Montrose, but he played Chalky White on Boardwalk Empire, and he was amazing. He's good on that show,
See.
too.
Was he in it a lot?
Yes. Main character, kind of.
Really?
Well, he was the guy, like, because, you got Steve Buscemi's, like, this is during Prohibition, and they're peddling alcohol.
Yeah.
And that was one of his connections, like, in the black community.
Mhm.
He went through him to, get to them, like, because he couldn't show up and be like, you guys want to buy some whiskey, He went through
Right.
him, and that was his little distributor, and he did really good on that show. That's the first time I ever saw that guy, so that's why I'm like, Chalky White, like,
Yeah.
and he gets towards the end of the show, he's got a big part. He plays into it, like,
Right.
great on that show. But what's the guy's name that plays Atticus? Y'all know?
Major.
This dude is like,
Jonathan Majors.
this dude, I can see them killing him off because he is about to be in a lot of movies.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Even some Marvel shit, right? Was
Yeah,
it Marvel
he
eyeing him for something?
yeah, for Kang the Conqueror,
So
which
he
is
is
amazing.
about to pick up some roles, dude, because he like came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
And
he
just straight up acted his ass off.
Yeah. No, dude, he killed it. Like, I cannot wait. And he's got a movie coming out that was filmed several years ago. And they kind of shelved it for a little while.
Uh-huh.
And maybe they shelved it because they knew that this was coming out.
Probably let it come out, let it get big.
Yeah. Let's
Jonathan
see.
Majors.
Jonathan Majors.
What
yeah.
a name.
What's the name of that shit? Was it this? So it's this movie that
Not
we're
the
actually
Five
going to watch.
Bloods, is it?
No. It's a movie that we're actually going to watch the trailer of. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, the
Yeah.
one with Charlie Hunnam.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
So
look, dude, and they dropped the trailer right after the last episode.
yeah, which makes me
We
want to
plays
watch it that
Pepper.
much more. Yeah. So
See, I want to see the Five Bloods.
yeah, same.
That's that trailer we watched where all those all these black guys and they're like old Vietnam vets.
Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah. That trailer
Yeah.
looked great. It's a Spike Lee movie. But
Yeah.
dude, it's already named on here. He's got The Harder They Fall, filming it right now. He plays Nat Love. He is pre-production Ant-Man 3. That's awesome.
Pre-production Devotion. A pair of U.S. Navy fighter pilots risked their lives during the Korean War and become some of the Navy's most celebrated wingmen.
From a book.
I mean,
This
his
dude's
face,
coming up.
dude.
Well, his what?
His fucking facting, dude.
His face, man.
Yeah.
To me, man, he's coming up like he's gonna be able to do that. You want to go home? You want to go to jail?
Yeah, for sure.
And not like have you know what I mean? That dude's got like a certain kind of swag about him. What's his name? Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
But this dude can act.
Yeah, he can.
He
He
can
acts
say a
his
lot
ass
with his
off.
face.
You should.
And I think he's gone, man, because like when they killed Uncle George, we're like, surely they're gonna bring him back, right? Uncle George was our Ned Stark.
Yeah.
That was our Ned. Like, can't believe they killed Uncle George. And they did it like what, second episode?
Yeah. Yeah. At the end of the second episode, I
It's like,
think.
what?
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
I enjoyed
He's
the
a
hell
wolf.
out of it.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see what he does, but I'm
Oh,
also excited to see what happens in the show because I mean, now that they got the book of names and stuff, it's
Mhm.
only going to get even crazier.
There'll be some more magic.
It might go into like, because if they bring another villain in there, they're gonna have to top being able to live forever, and it's like, when are they gonna start summoning fucking these ancient fucking
At some point,
gods?
well, you remember in his dream, he saw that thing.
Yeah,
There's a reason. See, man, we don't know nothing about the book.
yeah.
And there's a reason it's called Lovecraft Country. There's got to be, and they showed the first episode, they show that thing, and it's like, it's got to be in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Here's what's up, dude. Here's what's going to happen. Somebody's coming for that book.
Oh yeah.
If there's
for
another
sure.
season, because that book is like the holy grail of fucking magic.
Yeah.
But, if we don't get, you might like Lovecraft Country, you may not. But if we don't get this show, we don't get this dude.
Yeah, for real, right?
This was his big boost.
Yeah.
And he's been in a few things, but this, like, you have him in a movie. Like, I haven't seen The Five Bloods,
Yeah.
but we got
Oh.
10 hours of him.
Well, we
in
saw
here.
him in White
Captive
Boy
State.
Rick.
Yeah, he was in White Boy Rick, but he was in Captive State. He was the brother
Yeah,
that went missing, but it was a small role. Like,
yeah, and White Boy Rick was a small role, but I think we also said something about his performance
oh, he
in
did
that.
good. Yeah.
And to see what he does next. So then, like, him coming out with this, it's just going to catapult him to fucking DiCaprio status, dude.
Yeah.
I can see that
And his
happening.
acting credits, they're not long.
No, not at
You
all.
got Do Not Disturb. He did a few things in 2013, 2011. And then he did When We Rise, was a mini series.
Yeah.
2017. Then he started picking up with the White Boy Rick, Out of the
Yeah.
Blue.
I heard
What?
The Last Black Man in San Francisco was good too.
Okay, he's like a lead in that.
Yeah,
He ain't the main
And
character. He's playing like
yeah,
he's buddies with the main.
yeah. But I heard it was really good though.
Got a good rating. Keep it.
Yeah.
face
I think-
acting, dude.
I think we should throw the Five Bloods into November.
Yeah, we gotta get that in there. Is it
Yeah.
out? Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. Is it?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Okay, hell yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, what are we gonna rate the series? Can we rate the series?
I mean, I
Have
like
we
it.
ever-
Man.
Have we ever rated a series?
I mean, we've shit on a couple.
Walking Dead.
The fact that they like killed his ass at the end.
Yeah.
A lot of series won't do that because they're like, you know, like for a lot of people, he's gonna be the. They're like, well, if he's gone, I don't want to watch it anymore.
Yeah.
So just the fact they got rid of him is crazy, and that's probably why a lot of people said they didn't like it. They're like, can't believe they got rid of him. Were they saying that in the comments?
Yeah,
That's what most people
They
were
didn't
kind of
like that,
bummed out
did they?
about. No.
Nobody wanted anything to happen to Atticus, but
I
it
mean-
had to.
Yeah, he knew.
They've been telling you the whole season.
Well, and it's that thing, man. It goes back to Batman v Superman, right? All this shit's got to happen in order for bigger and better things to happen, right? So he basically sacrifices himself
Mhm.
to kill the only
true
person
hero.
that they know of. Yeah. To keep that bitch, because if she performs that spell, she's gonna
Unstoppable.
come forever.
Oh, and she'll get the book.
Yeah. So he did the right thing.
Had to be done.
What'd you think about it, Trav?
What you were saying, like he played his part. He had to. If it wasn't for Atticus having all the relationships with the people that he did, the woman wouldn't be there. Camijo, I think is what its name. What her name was. The
Yeah.
god, the Nine Tails. Like they needed, like he, like you were saying, he needed to fucking fulfill it, full circle as the episode's called.
Yeah.
Like,
And how
But as far as the story overall, I like the last half of the show more than the first half. But I'll say that the first half serves its purpose in regards to character development, because by the time things do go off the deep end and they stay
When you
there,
get into the
for the
magic.
last 3 or 4 episodes, them being grounded in reality and everything makes you give a shit about them.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, overall, man, it's a solid star for me, man. Like, is it the best show that came out this year? I don't think that's happened yet,
wow.
but it was worth the watch.
Can you believe they killed him? Because like I'm saying, dude, like it's good for the story. Like it's what had to happen. But a lot of
Well, it
times they'll
kinda-
just drag it
Well,
out.
I took the foreshadowing.
Yeah, dude, they've been saying it.
Yeah, I mean, whenever he was in the first ritual in the second or third episode, I
Yep.
think. To me that was like, okay, like cause that was already like some almost like end game level shit, like late story,
Yeah.
third, fourth act level stuff going down, and I was like, okay, he's obviously gonna be a part of rituals throughout this show, so I figured something would happen. Him dying, I didn't see it coming, but I'm glad it happened.
Yeah.
Because it would be awfully stupid for them to have went through all these situations where a lot of main characters took some heavy hits and blows just for the plot armor to shine through for Atticus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really do think that they've got it to where he's inhabited some part of that creature, and his character will move on, but it'll be someone figuring out that he's that beast, and that when shit hits the fan, he's gonna be there.
Don't tell Eddie that. She might try to bang it. You know what I'm saying? That's the season 2 that we want, you know?
Well, they started lingering on the creature like it was a character,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, and with the whole sequence of the beast showing up, Atticus dying, a lot of shots followed one another in a way that made me go, okay, he may not be able to communicate, but like he's still controlling it
there.
from somewhere. Yeah.
I think
And
they did
maybe
the right thing, man.
and maybe that was and maybe maybe he is just dead and he didn't do any soul swapping and stuff. But we're talking about a show where that happens throughout the whole fucking show, like the whole thing with with Chick's sister.
Ruby.
Yeah, with Ruby and her little arc. That proved that like you can change form in the story's parameters, you know?
I just thought of this. So Atticus did a spell, and that
Right.
creature, you know, shows up.
Yeah.
Part of his spell.
Yeah.
All right. After he's dead, creature's still there.
Yeah.
So they got to be connected, maybe. I mean, because it's still there. I mean, the only reason it was ever, you know, summoned was to like protect him,
Yeah.
and it's still there. But now it's going to protect them.
He didn't pull him out until he felt confirmed that Chick was dead.
Yeah.
And then when she does show up, he kind of has that, all right, I can let this shit go.
How satisfying was that to see her die?
Oh yeah.
It was fucking
Yeah,
great.
it's satisfied as far as an ending should be, for sure. And if they were to keep this just a one and done,
It'd be fine.
like it's a solid recommend for people.
Yeah.
But if there is plans for a season 2, if they are gonna follow up with this in some shape or form, it's gonna really have to be something worthwhile.
Yeah.
Well, like what Griffin was saying, because the showrunner, Misha Green, said, so it had really high ratings. Like high for HBO ratings were high on it. You know how they do. So she's in talks with them. I think the showrunner did a great job, by the way.
Yeah. I agree.
Just moving shit right along. We're not stretching this out 5 seasons. We're getting shit done. But now it makes sense, dude. There might be a time jump, dude, because if you think about a time jump, the little girl's older. The
Yeah.
kid's born.
Yeah.
There could be a time jump. And then I don't know if you heard it, Trav, when you were gone, but we were talking about when Atticus went through that portal. So when Hippolyta went through it, she was in there for 200 years in a matter of like, you know, days. Seconds came back. What if they like show you what he was doing there? Like, what if that links into the time jump? And you know what I mean? Like, what if when he went through the portal, he went through to where the next season's at, where the son's alive, and you know the everybody's older.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but
I mean, since you brought up, you were bringing up how weird stuff is, and it had me thinking about it. I think this is absolutely HBO's response to Stranger Things, if they can pull it off right.
Yeah.
yeah, it's got a Stranger Thing.
I don't. I don't know. I feel like it should be. I feel like we should enter an era with shows now where instead of dragging things out for years on end, we get just really good, well-developed stories. 10 hours is more than enough
Yeah,
to tell a saga. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
Dude did a great job, and I can't wait to see what he's got next.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fucking amazing.
This is
I'll
gonna
absolutely give the next thing a go.
it's gonna put him. You know, this was his resume.
Yeah.
Like watch it. You don't have to watch the whole season, but like you said, with him and his dad, like he can do that.
Yeah.
He can be a hero. He can, he did great.
Well, the reason why I brought up the Stranger Things comparison was because I don't want them to start relying on an upside down top realm to tell the story.
Yeah.
I think that's been executed pretty well by Stranger Things, and I think it would be very
A little cringe if they did that.
yeah, because everyone would already be thinking that,
Yeah.
oh, he's in another dimension. And it's one thing if from the get-go that's what the story's going to be about, where it's like the Doctor being like, we're going to go through time and blah blah. You're like, okay, so we're going to be seeing some stuff. But then if you've already established a lot of rules and all this stuff in your story, and then near the end it's like, all right, fuck the corner we've wrote ourselves in.
I might check that book
Yeah.
out.
Well, I mean, what if, and this is just an idea, if they covered all the points of the book and that's the story, the full story of the Lovecraft Country book, what if they bring on the writer,
Hmm?
Matt Ruff,
Yep.
to work with them on developing?
Almost like a sequel
Yeah,
to the book.
yeah,
And there's no book to go by. See, that's because I want as much stuff as they went through. Because I'm like, damn, how long is that book? Because it seems like they crammed it all
Yeah.
into this.
yeah,
I mean, sometimes and sometimes that absolutely will work and can keep something good. But sometimes, like when an author crosses over from writing a novel to trying to make a screenplay or adapt it for another medium, they can shoot themselves in the foot.
Yeah.
Seth Graham Smith is someone that in my opinion, I like that kind of happened with Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, a ridiculous movie, a ridiculously bad movie, but a ridiculously awesome book.
Yeah.
That book was such a good read. It was funny, it was intense, it was good. And then I think he helped with the screenplay on it, and I don't know, the movie just didn't capture how good the book was.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
it's supposed to be over the top,
right.
And as ridiculous of a story of that Lovecraft Country is, I mean, did he have anything to do with this season? Did he help with
Did
the
he work on
writing
it?
at all?
Not that I know
I
of.
think it was source material.
Just adapted for television by
Let's
someone?
see.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just took the book and Isha Green came on, and I'm sure, she probably hit him up. Because I'm almost certain, like, there's no way. And it might be in the book, but to me, it felt like something that was just in the show where, like, he goes through that portal and he comes back. And he's like, in the future, my son writes a book about this.
Yeah.
See, I don't know if that's in the book. It might be. I don't know. I feel like I got to check it out.
I don't know if it's because we're all riding off the wave of Season of the Witch, but it would be interesting if you saw another perspective of events that were happening where there's this cult that's trying to get into the Garden of Eden, and you just see how different people have come into play to thwart those plans.
Or another chapter of the Sons of Adam.
Yeah, like a different
Because
order,
that
or
was
completely
cool. They
different.
didn't really go too far with it. Like,
The what?
I said that was cool. Like, and they didn't really, like, they touched on it a little bit, and then they just moved on from it.
Yeah, I think that could be a good pivot to work.
Yeah.
If there's a season 2, somebody's coming for that goddamn book.
For sure.
Because that book is like everything for anybody that wants to do a spell. I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's I mean, it was good, man, and I'm interested to see if and what they decide to do. You know,
Yeah, if it's done here, fine.
yeah, I'm fine with it.
If they move on with something, I'll check it out and see what it's about, what that smell like.
Yeah,
But they, they did it right, man. They killed, and that's why you get a lot of people. They're like, man, that fucking episode, fuck that show. And it's like, no, you just mad because they did what they told you they were gonna do the whole season. They killed him. He had
Yeah.
sacrificed himself. It's shit. They were talking about that in the third episode, and almost every episode to the last
Was
one.
it was it as bad as a reaction as say Game of Thrones?
I don't
no,
think
I
so.
don't think so.
Because the ratings are still really high. The Google
Got it.
ratings, IMDb, like it's, you know, the, I mean, there were probably certain people that watched it that were just like, ugh.
Yeah.
It's probably people that still watch The Walking Dead. Those people
Yeah, yeah,
were like, I can't believe they did this, and it's like, yeah, but it had to happen, dude. He
that's the
saved his
story.
family.
They kept to the rules of what they were establishing throughout.
You want them to drag it out? They're like, I don't know. There's more Walking Dead coming out. I'm fine. Have we got any movie news?
I got a little bit, but and I'm
I'm
gonna
over here looking around, but I ain't seeing nothing.
I'm just gonna hit it real quick so we can go into trailers because we've deep dived in both of this movie and this show. So
Yeah.
so Sony, the original post, because this has been updated since I posted it. Reports suggest Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are now confirmed to be in Spider-Man 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now it's been updated and says Sony responds to reports of Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield confirmed to join Spider-Man 3. It says following a number of reports, Sony Pictures has now addressed rumors that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are confirmed to appear in Spider-Man 3. Speaking to ET Canada, a representative from the entertainment company said those rumored castings are not confirmed.
Oh.
The wording of the brief statement does not seem to deny rumors that the two actors are in talks for an appearance, and simply notes that nothing has been officially set for the upcoming film. So
Why would you want to ruin that surprise?
exactly.
I think they should do
So
it.
why not?
I think they should do it, man. It'd be a trip to see Tobey Maguire. Like, you were talking like Dr. Ock, fucking
Yeah.
old Hobgoblin. Like, it'd be a trip, dude, if they like dipped into those universes. Because we already know that they were doing it in the last one. It'd be a trip, dude. It'd be awesome.
Well, this is what the report says here. Although not much is known about the yet to be named film, new notes that Doctor Strange will serve to bring the three Spider-Men together for the first time in the final act to defeat the threat of their combined foes. The upcoming Marvel Cinematic Universe project is expected to feature an array of villains including Kraven, Scorpion, Electro, and the Green Goblin. With the appearances of the Green Goblin, Spider-Man 3 is said to see the introduction of Oscorp and Nick Fury's galactic version of S.H.I.E.L.D. known as S.W.O.R.D. So, I mean, if this happens, there's going to be a lot of shit happening in the Spider-Man movie. Yeah, so.
Crazy.
Be awesome.
But at the end of the day, like,
they know what
would it hurt anything to do this?
Oh, dude.
I mean, absolutely not. And think about it. It's kind of a perfect idea because Sony still has the rights to Spider-Man. They can still technically produce Spider-Man content. Now, how do you shoehorn that? You have two previous Spider-Man show up in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and then you piggyback off of the already established Spider-Man from the previous generations, and bring them into the fold. So you either bring in Andrew Garfield again, because he's not doing much, or you bring in Tobey Maguire, who, guess what, is not doing much. So, I mean, it's a win-win for Sony, in my opinion.
I mean, we could sum that up with 2 words, guys. Fan service.
Oh, I thought you was gonna say fuck Sony.
No.
I think they'll do
Honestly,
it,
this
man.
has got me thinking though. I feel like in the future, dude, there's gonna be some sort of Marvel Sony merger that's gonna happen.
Well, Disney's gonna buy up those rights.
I just feel like there's gonna be some sort
They'll
of
buy 'em.
company that's gonna be the next step in. Hey, we're the guys that make the superhero movies. Like, I feel like
I'm-
that's trying to slowly be
I'm
consolidated.
taking a pen
Because
and
Warner
paper
Brothers
out
has got a cap on DC in its entirety.
on
Yeah.
fucking
That
10,
shit's not gonna happen.
20.
So Marvel's having to work to make a like they're trying, like, you can tell that someone or some group or some company, be it Disney, be it Sony, whatever, they're trying to coalesce all these Marvel properties that's come out in the past decades, put them all under one roof, and then a deal's gonna go down. Because once they can get it to where no matter what they do, the fans can be content.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's what stopped a lot of what these deals could have become already. Like with Spider-Man, because Sony was I mean, if we think back a year or two ago, Sony was just, and they were totally ready to pull the plug on it. No fucks given to what the
Yeah.
audiences of the world thought. Like, fuck
Well,
it,
they
we'll take
just
a
every
Spider-Man
time they
back.
put a movie out, they were getting shit on.
But now, with the advent of people, doing their little social media campaigns and stuff, that shit works.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Snyder Cut. That
I mean,
shit
it's why
works.
It's why we're getting a ton of the shit that we want.
I watched a guy
So-
do a video breakdown because I think Sony wants like more money than what DC spent on like all the Marvel shit. But when the guy did the breakdown, and this has been a long time ago, maybe 9 months ago when I watched this, like it adds up like they would be, they should buy it. And I
Right.
think they will. They'll own Spider-Man. They gotta buy it. They'll buy them all up. They got the X-Men. They'll get Spider-Man, dude,
Yeah.
to complete the collection. Gotta catch them all.
Yeah.
They'll buy
Well, and that's all.
Spider-Man, and then that'll be it. And we'll just get fucking badass comic book movies for the rest of our
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
They'll
And
buy it.
I don't think that's a bad idea for them to go ahead and try to pursue that. And I think that Sony's going to try to milk as much out of it as they can.
Yeah,
but
dude. But they got a
I
lot
hope
going
that-
on, dude. They got a PlayStation. They got, that making Spider-Man movies really ain't their thing. Like,
well, I just hope that they don't try to. If there's rumors or talks that Disney is going to purchase the rights to Spider-Man, I just hope that they don't try to get as much Spider-Man content out of it as they can before that happens.
so they like
And then
run it in the ground.
yeah, they drive
Yeah.
the character and the rogues gallery into the ground, attempting to
Create
squeeze.
Spider-Man fatigue.
But then that's
well,
the
not-
thing. If they sell the rights, they can't put the games out on PlayStation. So maybe they could work a deal out with them where they're like, look, because they make big money off of that, right?
Yeah,
You
they
can
do.
only play the Spider-Man game on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Maybe they could work a deal out with them where they're like, we got the movie rights. You can make the games.
Well,
But I
mean,
think
that
they
wouldn't
want
be-
it all. I think Marvel wants it all.
I mean, can you blame them?
No. But that was the deal, dude. Like, when you
You
looked at what
merchandise-
they were paying,
I bet you
I think it was like
merchandising was
$3 billion. Maybe
I bet
4.
merchandising was keeping shit from going in those deals.
But Disney will
No,
have
no.
it, dude.
Now that we're talking
And
about
they
it,
should buy it. I mean, they've made their money.
Yeah.
They made their money back that they spent on Star Wars and fucking Marvel. Buy it, dude. Get off. Just fucking buy it. Pay out the ass for it. you'll make your money back.
Yeah.
But
But-
Disney's in a fucked up financial position, though,
Probably
man.
because of their theme parks, right?
Oh, because of all of that.
Yeah.
Movie productions, theme parks,
Yeah, the
like
movie production
Disney.
shut down. Like,
Granted, they're still
well,
raking
don't
in
worry, dude.
millions of dollars,
I think
but
we got 2 weeks, and ain't too many people gonna be worried about coronavirus. I have a feeling that about 2 weeks from now, it's gonna lighten up a little bit, just a little.
The hair.
I did see where, remember when I was talking about the Mandalorian shooting on that virtual set? It's like an LCD screen,
Yeah.
and they use Unreal Engine, and you can put anything on the screen. Like it's pretty much replaces a green screen. But what's cool about it is like when you have a green screen, you got to add that in post,
Yeah. They can add it
and
in
the
real
actor
time.
can't see where they're at, feel it. But when they shot the Mandalorian, they got this circle. It's like a dome-shaped room where you're standing in front of a screen that has the background. They're using that on the new Batman movie.
Makes sense.
They're using it.
That's the future, man.
Yeah. I thought that was cool.
Makes sense. Y'all ready for trailers? Because we got a couple of good ones here.
Oh, we got to save I have not watched the Monster Hunter trailer.
I
Have
haven't
you
either.
seen it, Griffin? Trav, you
No,
watched
no,
it,
no.
right, when it dropped?
yeah.
I haven't watched it. I've been padlocked.
We're doing it last.
You want to start from the bottom, work our way up?
We can, yeah.
That way we just,
Kid Detective.
Yeah.
Yeah, hang on. Let me highlight this.
It's got Adam Brody.
Open. Kid Detective. Kenyon Hankton. Sorry.
Sammy Sniper.
Yeah. Name
What's up,
Sniper's been
guys?
standing out here for Nick Towers.
I've been sniping all day.
Let me post my comment. All right, y'all ready?
Yeah.
Ready, Trav?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, play. Kid Detective. Is this a Disney movie? That's the dude from Dick in a Box, right?
Yeah.
It's not.
He's the guy who's in Shazam.
Oh, okay.
Isn't he the older brother in Shazam?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Griffin just.
Oh. I thought he said Instagram.
Fuck him up, dude.
I mean, it doesn't look bad, dude. I hope it's R-rated, you know?
Yeah, it should be rated R.
He slapped the fuck out of that guy, didn't he?
Yeah.
Like, get your fucking ass out from under that bed. That kind of R-rated. Or like Planet Axe between the head R-rated.
I'm just talking F-bombs and boobies. Speaking of boobies, did we get a set of tits in fucking Halloween 3?
Yeah. We
we?
got like through the shower door.
Oh,
tit,
yeah.
And he pulled her strap down and straight started sucking on the tip.
He did.
I saw some
forgot
nipple. I saw the edges. I saw the areola, dude.
about it. Did you bookmark it?
That chick didn't look too bad, dude.
No,
I
not for
Googled
real.
her.
Find anything?
She's been nude in a couple of movies.
Hit me
She's
up
not
after the
shy.
pod.
All right, y'all ready for the next one? We're working our way up. What we got next?
The Retreat. Wendigo horror.
All right, y'all ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1, play. Here we go. Oh,
You
they're
guys will be
retreating,
climbing.
dude. Hiking. It looks like the scene from. Oh, I can't remember the name. Whoa. You need a thermal. When they're sitting around the table, it's like coherence.
Yeah.
Creepy. Fuck is happening? True detective. Hmm.
All right.
When to know.
Wendigo.
Face? What?
I don't know, but that's the guy from Slaughter to Prevail. That's his mask.
I was thinking that too. I was thinking Payday the movie.
I'm shreddy.
Like the top comment, dude. Looks dumb with a bunch of no-name actors. Can't wait to never watch this movie. God damn. Do them like that.
Yeah, right.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play. It looks like a Playdate cutscene. Hangover. A lot of blood. This looks cheesy.
Yeah.
This ain't even made for TV. This is made for DVD.
Yeah. I mean, we got to do it on the pod, right?
Yeah, I'm pod locked on it, dude. I'll never watch it until pod.
I don't know about you guys, but I gotta know what those last 3 days are about.
Yeah.
This one's Uncle Frank, dude. I just saw it and
Who's Frank?
it's the guy, man, from fucking. It's got the one dude from A Knight's Tale, the announcer.
Oh, Paul Bettany?
Yeah, I think he's in it. I think he plays
Vinci?
Uncle Frank.
Okay. All right.
Let me know though, cause it looked like him, but I don't know.
All right. I'm ready.
Ready, Trav?
Yep.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play. I think it's him. Is that him?
Yeah.
That's old fucking Cowboy Wayne
Yeah.
and old fucking my stapler. And Dewey Cox's mom. Did you see her?
Yeah.
We're gonna light a candle. That's him, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think Frank plays a gay guy. Yeah. Yeah. Roommate. Yep, there you go. Who doesn't have a cordless phone? Uncle Frank. Is this the office theme? Load down? No. Oh.
Okay.
We're gonna light a candle. Do we? Mama's vertigo took over. Oh, it's got her. Wronger and wrong. I don't know, man. It looks serious.
I was hoping this movie was going to pivot into more and be kind of a, and you made this good stuff, like kind of movie.
Uncle Frank. That's the cool Uncle Frank. That's not the one that's real touchy. Rated R.
Look terrible though.
All right, the reason I dropped this trailer, this is Chadwick Boseman's, I think, last film.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
I'm interested.
When I clicked the link, Discord said, "Hold up, taking you somewhere else to a weird website." And I'm like, YouTube?
Is it?
Trust us, bro.
All right, y'all ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Ready, Trevor?
Yep.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play. I think this is the one with playing the horn. There he is. It looks hot there.
Yes, it does.
This Louisiana, Nolans. Oh, from producer. That's him. He does look different. Skinny. He got a grill.
Yeah.
Miami ain't playing around. Am I gotta turn it down? That was loud. Their cover. This is probably based on, loosely based on. That's Viola Davis. Don't even look like her.
No, it don't.
Acting his ass off. It looks like a clinic, man. It's an acting clinic.
Yeah.
It's a music film, so I'm fucking in, dude.
Yeah, dude, I'm in for anything like that. It's got that vibe.
Where it shows the inner workings of how old music is
That, yeah.
played, politics involved, and like I'm always fascinated by shit like that.
Did not even look like Viola Davis.
No, it did
Some
not.
assholes.
Hillbilly Elegy. Elegy?
Wait,
Or
the Ron Howard movie?
Ron Howard with Amy Adams. All
And
right, I'm
who?
ready.
Wait.
Glenn Close.
Dude, you see the thumbnail, right?
Yeah,
That's Glenn Close over there.
yeah.
Wearing prosthetics.
That's fucking
Looking
crazy.
completely different.
Yeah.
As if she's not old enough to play the part.
I'm ready.
All right, y'all ready? All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. Ron Howard directed a Netflix film. Look at her, dude. Taking pills? Yep. Looks serious. Fried green tomatoes, dude.
In Atlanta?
Check out her fucking southern accent. It ain't too bad.
No.
It ain't real if you don't get the cops involved. Domestic violence. You put a little COVID weight on and play the part. This is her monster.
Yeah.
Look at Glenn Close, dude. Look at that. She's playing the grandma. I love how she slips in and out of the accent.
Yeah.
Glenn Close is straight up playing a grandma, though, dude.
Yeah.
That's a grandma. Oh, she's probably going to die in the movie. This movie looks sad. You need some new glasses. That looks sad.
Damn. All right.
Ron Howard doing a Netflix movie.
All right.
Looks
All right.
The Empty Man.
He's fucking. That's what happens when you put 5 on pump 2.
Yeah.
5 on 2.
I'm ready when you guys are.
Yeah, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, play. 20th century. That's the kid from Stranger Things.
What?
This has got a empty man, candy man. Candy man. Candy man. What's happening? That's creepy. Candyman. Candyman. Better run. I don't know what's happening there.
Resident Alien.
This is the one with old dude from
Doom Patrol,
yeah.
Alan to Dirk.
And now here's they uploaded a 7-minute scene from the show,
Yeah.
and I ran across that, which you could see in that up next. But this is the only trailers. This is gonna be a sci-fi show, The Resident Alien. So he's like a Doctor Alien. I think it's a comedy.
I'm ready.
All right, 3,
He's funny.
2, 1, play. He is funny. Good, dude. The only trailer they had that wasn't that 7-minute clip.
I mean, I'll check it
I'm
out.
sold on that.
It could be funny.
Looks hilarious.
We got a damn
Mr. Nobody.
the old ways.
That old timer sitting around talking about the old ways. Man, I remember when people gonna come around there and man, they gonna talk about the old ways.
Oh yeah.
I'm ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play.
The coveted golden monkey.
Yeah. Bats. Jungle.
It was
Cave.
not safe.
Indian. Whoa, she got a fucked up eye. It was some Indian voodoo shit. Ugh. Rotten teeth. Mm-mm. That movie, The Green Inferno.
Yeah.
Look, dude. Black Mamba. Damn. Shouldn't have put that in the trailer.
No.
I was kind of vibing with the trailer until that happened. I was vibing with it until he went, "There is no demon, Christina." I'm like, there's a
There
demon, dude.
no. Yeah, and it's you. You know.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. So
What's
this
weird
has
is
got
they don't have his name in the title, right?
No, they don't.
Fucked up there.
Yeah, for real.
Paramount.
Azar, Jungle Land, Charlie Hunnam, and Jack O'Connell.
So this has got old Jonathan Major in it from Lovecraft. This is the movie what they filmed like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think they finished it in 2019.
All right, y'all ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, play. Let's see it. He jerking off. Boxer. Coveted crying monkey. Sweatshop. Awkward. There he is. Fight clubbing. Don't look bad. Dude looks like he got his ass beat, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Nice sock. See, he's got that Denzel vibe, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. But they're not gonna get the money. They're gonna fuck up and owe somebody. All right.
Don't look bad, does
All
it?
right. Oh, here we are.
Are we gonna rate the trailer after it's over?
We gotta.
No.
I did see a video the other day. I watched this one dude that talks about stuff. He's a huge Dr. Disrespect fan. You know, Champions Club, firm handshakes. There was huge backlash over this trailer, dude.
Really?
Big time. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I didn't watch the video, but I saw the title.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like huge backlash from like every side. So
Can I
let's
go
watch
ahead?
it. Now here's the thing.
Okay.
I haven't played the game. Travis played the game. Griffin, you played the game?
Yeah.
A little bit.
But I know what the game is. I've watched people play the game. But when it comes to making a movie, movie's not the game. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
So, fuck off. Y'all ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, play. Here we go. Finally, a full trailer. Flip phone. You look pretty ancient. Zone. You gotta get to zone. That first circle moves fast as fuck. Oh, they just went through some shit, dude. They're in a different place.
Or are they in a different time?
Look. They're figuring it out. Look. Dinosaurs. Oh. Funny. He's got the sniper's scope. He needs the VOK. I mean, dude, that thing looks awesome. Yeah. Come on. What the internet bitching about? Wait, what's gonna happen? Woo! There he is.
Fucking ring
That
of
dragon,
Forest.
dude. Oh, dude. Why is everybody upset?
Okay. So here's the complaint.
You
Here's
already
what
looked,
everybody.
you do a little digging. What they mad at?
Well, it was my criticism as well. It's the military going through a portal to a world that has enough lore and shit that it doesn't need
They didn't
that.
need the
That doesn't
military
need to
going
be
through
the
the portal.
segue. Like, this game takes place in a fantasy world. They should have just
Yeah.
kept it, you know. And the
And then they
idea
should
of
have
like
just been like
the
a
idea of
person
them
fighting
having.
monsters and trying to level up.
Well, I mean, there's a story to be told there. Like,
They
there's
didn't.
still a purpose for showing up somewhere like like uncharted territory that
Yeah.
they found and all that stuff. And but that's the only main criticism
Yeah.
though. Because as far as I'm concerned,
Well,
it still looks like what I figured it was gonna be. Good
Yeah.
popcorn.
well, the reason they're probably not going to do that is, I would say a good 75% of the people that's going to go to the theater and watch the movie, I mean, if the theater's open,
Fuck about
have
that.
never played the goddamn game, don't even know it's a goddamn game. So, you know, and the nerds that are fucking bitching about that shit are too busy sitting on their ass playing games. They're not even gonna go to the theater. They're gonna fucking download it or catch it on fucking when it comes out. I mean, dude, it looked awesome.
Yeah.
When it cut to
It
that,
looked-
when they were up on that mountain and that dragon was fucking blowing fire on them, dude.
I mean, it looks like it's gonna have a lot of good like
Yeah,
action pieces to it. Like that, and that's the most you can ask for a Monster Hunter
yeah.
movie is just a good action film.
Anytime you make a game into a movie, you know that's hard because it's a game. There's not a
Because
lot
trying
of
to
plot
make
there. Like,
because like you gotta think like that those games have been coming out for a minute. There's so much lore to it that trying to make something faithful like that is not something big movie companies are gonna invest a lot of
no, 'cause
money
they want to
in.
appeal to
This
the wide
idea-
audience.
This idea, I mean, I'm still gonna watch it.
Yeah.
I still think it'll be decent.
Well, see, like when you're watching it, you see like those temples and shit. That's the lore. So these soldiers, you know, they're like transported into this place where all
Yeah,
this shit's
like, I
going
think-
on, and the lore's there.
think we're
and
gonna-
the lore's
yeah.
there.
I know, and
They're
I
just
think
using
so
the
too.
soldiers.
but-
Like we're through the eye of the soldier here. Like that's us. We're the soldier. Instead of being like a character in the game that's playing the game.
Yeah.
I mean, look, the trailer looks good. The
Yeah,
CGI looks good.
I feel like we'll get a rundown from Tony Jaa's character. Like he's the one that's gonna bring Mila Jovovich and everybody up to speed as to what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
But you got to think about it this way, though. And this is kind of how I'm looking at it. A Western director and a Western writer took something that's very Eastern and tried to Westernize it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what better way to put it in context for Western audiences in their
Military.
mind as to put the military
Yep.
in it? So,
That makes sense.
I mean, my thing is the writer and the director saw an opportunity here with a very popular game, especially overseas,
Kaiju.
and they decided to pretty much use that knowledge to exploit money-making opportunities,
Yeah.
whether it's good or bad. So at the end of the day, this movie's not going to be a fucking Academy Award winner by any stretch of the imagination.
Nah.
And the trailer lets you know that this movie's aware of what it is.
Yeah. And the people that are bitching about it and stuff, well, maybe you should like get someone from the eastern side of the world to actually make a legitimate Monster Hunter movie.
Yeah.
How about that? Like push for that. There's so many great Eastern filmmakers that could take this idea and run with it and make it something that is very accurate to what the story is. But no, we're going to get a popcorn fest with the chick from Resident Evil in it.
Still
And that's
looks great.
fine.
She still looks great.
Yeah. but don't be mad
Yeah.
because someone is trying to westernize this.
Yeah, what'd you expect?
Yeah.
Like, dude, I think of a lot of movies out there. Like, we watched it. Independence Day, military.
Yeah.
I mean, all the movies, military. It's always military for us because that's our fucking defense.
Well, look at it this way. Look at what the Western audience or the Western creative force did with the original United States Godzilla film,
I was about
right?
to say that Godzilla, military.
Yeah, and
That's our
then look
first
at what
line of defense, dude. That's
yeah,
how we come in with it. So,
yeah.
I mean, when it comes to fighting off shit like that, military,
Yeah.
what we got.
So that's I mean, you can't get upset because someone's trying to make money. I mean, you can, of course, because we do it all the time. But at the end of the day, it's like, well, the people that should have handled it aren't.
Yeah,
So we're going to get what we're going to get until the people that are going to handle
they
it.
might do their version
Yeah. And we'll watch it.
with subtitles.
Yeah. And with subtitles. Dude, you
Fine.
don't even need subtitles.
Yeah, just let
It's a
you don't even need to talk.
it's a Monster Hunter game or a Monster Hunter movie. Be a silent film with roars.
Yeah,
That's all. That's all it needs to be. The story can
big
explain
ass
itself.
swords.
Yeah, and fucking yeah. But I don't know.
That trailer
I
looked
don't.
good to me. I don't know.
I mean, it looks like a goofy, fun little action film.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what Resident Evil turned into.
Transformers,
Yeah.
all that. Like,
So, hey, don't hate the player.
hate the game.
Hate the game.
Like, so next week, guys, we're watching Halloween 2007. Rob
Yes.
Zombie's first Halloween movie. It's an hour and 49 minutes, rated R. For some reason, it dropped August 31st, 2007.
Yeah, I went to the theaters and
Saw it in the
watched it.
theater?
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen it. I don't remember it.
It's different.
Here's the thing, man. I feel this way about any Halloween movie I'm gonna watch from here on out. It's gonna be hard to top that Danny McBride fucking sequel.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
that
this
shit was just so good.
you might be
Oh,
pleasantly
right here, after being
surprised.
committed for 17 years.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's like, does it have, what's her name in it? Ah,
Well, this is a reboot.
she's not in it.
No,
Malcolm,
this is
Malcolm
this
McDowell?
this movie. Now here the probably the biggest contrast for this film with the other ones out
I just
there.
don't think I watched the other ones he put out.
It shows you more. It shows you a little more of Michael's psyche.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which I liked personally.
Yeah, this movie is more from Michael's perspective.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not.
I never had a problem with the Rob Zombie Halloween films.
No.
I think I've seen this one, but I haven't seen the other. Did he do
Halloween
2 or 3?
Halloween 1 or 2 has
He did 2.
probably one of the creepiest Mike Myers kills on screen.
Yeah, he did 2 of them. I think I saw this like back when it came out,
Yeah.
but I for sure didn't see the second.
Right.
Did y'all watch the second one?
Oh yeah.
I never got around to
Never
it.
saw it.
Oh, it gets weird if you haven't seen it, Griff. It gets out there.
It gets full Rob Zombie.
Yes.
You never go full Rob Zombie.
Unless you're Rob Zombie, and he
Well,
went full
wrote
Rob
the
Zombie.
screenplay and straight up directed it. Like, I'm glad it's under 2 hours. I feel like when you do that 80s horror movie, you gotta come in under 2.
Yeah.
You're fucking up. If it's not rated R and it doesn't come in under 2 hours, you're fucking up.
Yeah.
And gotta be some titties. Is there titties in the movie? There's no titties. Then I might have to give it a
not
B
enough.
star.
Not enough to remember.
Gotta be some titties.
That particular scene I'm talking about, man, is it's a field stabbing. Like Michael kills this dude out in the field, and it's a wide shot.
Yeah.
And there's no fucking music, no soundtrack. All you hear is knife gashing and like grunts, and it's really, I don't know.
I just googled it. There's titties in the movie.
What?
There's titties.
Oh,
I remember them killing it in the field.
I think we're getting some technical difficulties.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're a robot voice on my end.
Yeah, it's a little robot-y.
Well, on my end, I'm full 5 bars,
Well,
voice connected.
You sound fine now, but
anyway. Yeah, well, I'm trying to stream, dude. Goddamn. But yeah, we're watching Living That Girl. Did they play any Rob Zombie music in the movie?
no.
I just picture like Michael Myers killing someone. It's like playing like Outrage in the Cave. You know what's playing like Dragula? Like
No, it still stays faithful. It still stays faithful to the spirit of what a Halloween movie ought to be.
Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes 27%. I'm done with Rotten Tomatoes, dude. I've been done with them, but I'm done with them.
Yeah.
The Google, I trust the Google reviews better. Like the Google review, 85. I trust that.
Sounds about right.
The budget was 15 million. Box office, this was like, when it opened, 80.4. A little markup. Yeah, I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
We'll be back next week with Rob Zombie's what?
Not only are we coming back next week with Halloween Rob Zombie version, but we've also got something very special to bring y'all next week.
Oh yeah, the last one of October.
Yeah.
Podtober, dude. How did we not say Podtober?
I
All
don't know.
month. We didn't even say Podtober.
I thought it was Cocktober.
Podtober, dog.
Oh, my bad. But yeah, we've got a surprise.
Yeah.
Coming at you guys
and
next week.
And that's what we're watching the week after.
Yeah.
Have to.
For sure.
Gotta wait.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, be on the lookout next week for some Rob Zombie, no Lovecraft. Hopefully we'll have some decent movie news and a special surprise.
Living Dead Girl.